Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Hi. Welcome in. How is everybody? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Nikki, congratulations on first. Zaro, congratulations on being second. Hello, Wolfie. Who else is here? Hi, Tori. Hi, Bestie. Hi. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. I was like, I was just talking. There's no way. Hello. I think I'm the only one. Okay, that's fine.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. The world is open, by the way, Alex.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should have been doing that. Okay, but I'm on my way.
You are good.
Okay. Let's move over here. I've also got my holiday theme, which I'm super excited about.
Yay.
I got my little Santa hat in the corner.
There's two types of mods now, Izarl. There's a mod and there's a super moderator.
Wait, there's a super mod?
Yeah, a mod that can now mod other mods.
Damn. Modception.
Hello, horseman.
I have a thing on my screen.
It's because you were here early. Come on. You were here early talking about my music choices.
Are we doing shared chat as well, Pinks?
Oh, I was just about to ask. Do you guys want to? My chat's a little chatty, so it's if you guys are cool with that.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
We absolutely can, yeah.
Okay.
Whee.
With a couple milliseconds, it was still available, but gone by the time I clicked it. Gotta get good. All right.
Hi, chatty people. Hi,
Hello, friend.
Hi, everybody. Say hi. Everyone say hi. So we have Keone, who uses they, them pronouns, and we have Alex, who uses any pronouns. Is that correct?
Yeah, just any.
Perfect.
I answer to whatever you want to call me. Oh, kill me.
Hi, Wolfie. Hi, Geyser. Hi, Mother. It's giving Mother.
Mother. So that's Gigi and
sorry.
Aya. Those are my mods. All right. You want to count us down, and I will turn my timer on.
Hi, Oni.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. I don't see
Friends are
Alex here.
Oh.
No, I'm on my way.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Because I was talking to chat, and then I should have been making. I already made my character. I was just loading in, so I do apologize. Okay, I'm coming. I don't need to do this. Oh god. Okay, I do have game sound.
This is for Pinksel's chat.
I'm sorry for putting an ass whooping on these bosses. We did 2 practice runs for prep. I think we're ready.
We are so ready.
So ready.
So
These are new characters, though.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting fresh.
Oh, let me do.
Ooh, cozy games.
I did a multi-Twitch link for us if any of you would like to watch. I'm going to pin it in my chat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Gigi?
I'm coming.
You got so many. I bought like 6 games on the sale. I really shouldn't have. I bought Date Everything though, which I'm kind of low-key excited for.
I've been wanting to.
So many voice actors that I like are in that game.
Yeah.
Nice.
I did. I think I nearly. I was so excited when I found. I don't know if you found Neil Newbon in that game yet.
I haven't even started it yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so just so everyone in chat knows, we have 3 hours as soon as we stand up from the grace. I'm going to start our timer. We have 3 hours to beat as many bosses as possible. 3 hours includes prep, but there's a twist. When we get up to a fog wall where we're about to fight a boss, we have to spin a challenge wheel, and we have to do whatever the challenge is for whatever that particular boss is. So, Keone, count us down from 5.
All right. Everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Go, go, go,
Go,
go.
go, 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 go! Go, go, go,
Go, go, go, go, go, go, go so fast! Go so fast! Sorry, I had to start 2 timers.
We don't want to leave pigs behind. That'd be.
Fast as fuck, boy!
Fast as fuck, boy! Alright, who's gonna... Okay, so, Alex, touch first step. I'm gonna touch cave.
Yep.
Keone's gonna go straight for Ellie, and then gate front. So you touch that
For
one.
the first time in my life, I'm going straight.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
It's the straightest thing they've ever done.
Oh, we're going.
Yeah, we're schmoving. Okay, I'll touch this one. Because I don't need the stone. Alright. I'm going to cave.
Okay, I'm activating Kali as well.
Sweet. Have you guys ever played with those humble bundles? I've never tried. any of them.
Like twice.
Does it seem worth it?
Some of them, yes. Some of them are like, you'll get like 10 games for the cost of like half of a game. And then other ones, I'm like, I've never heard of like 5 of these, so I don't know if I want to spend the money on them, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've had the chance to do a humble bundle yet because, like, a lot of them, it's kind of the same thing with things. A lot of them, I don't really know if I'm gonna like the game, so I don't know if it's worth it.
Alright, so hopefully it'll pull us, or are we too close? It pulls us. Nice.
I was too close, like last time, but it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Melina, Schmelina. Accept. Thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. I respect Torrent, don't you worry. Okay, flasks. Oh, I already did that. Okay, perfect. Alright, so let's go get flail.
The flail, yeah.
A flail.
So, for those of you in chat, we have a route to take. Well, we each have our own routes to take.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's gonna probably be, what, like a 25-minute?
I think it's about, I think 25 minutes we can nail it down to if we do it. I know, you do not respect Torrent at all. Alright, I got gate front and then I'm starting mine.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then we're gonna go
whetstone.
get the whetstone.
Is it quote and add quote in the same? Oh! Sorrow.
Oh, I thought it said I sorry. That makes sense. I sorrow. Okay. It's like cool capital I at the end of that.
But the problem is that Izarl always does my command backwards first. Which is Alex's command.
Oh no.
Alex, I'm just gonna go ahead and run north or
Okay.
northwest.
Arnar.
Past the troll.
Where the hell am I going? Oh, I didn't grab the map. God damn it.
You can grab the map and then rest at the grace to reset and make it daytime. That would be excellent.
Okay, I can do that.
And then by the time all of that happens, I'll probably have this other grace ready, so you can just fast travel.
Oh, come on. Why? It's
Make sure to come on at the end.
so frustrating. Oh, rats. I know. Sometimes the teleport will be like instant, like the second you open it. And sometimes the teleport like takes a couple seconds. And if it takes a second, that's when the rats can bite you in the butt.
Yeah. Pinks, are you back on or?
I'm gonna be at the stake,
Okay, I'm gonna rest and
which is
turn
right outside.
fast.
I'll be okay.
Okay.
Oh, maybe. Am I trapped in loading?
Sometimes it does take a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, it didn't. Did it work?
Yep. It didn't turn to daytime, but the rest did happen. So you can just. Are you still at the grace or?
I am still at the grace. Yeah. Do you want me to do it again?
Are you already resting at it or just standing next to it?
I was standing next to it. I can rest at it though.
Okay, good. I just got this jellyfish. Did you get the jellyfish?
I did. Yep.
Okay, cool. Now you can rest.
Okay.
And Seamless, there's this interesting sort of bug. I hope that they fix it eventually. But
It didn't change the daytime again. I'm
I
just
might
gonna
be
go
trapped
new.
in loading. Oh, what?
It's not working for me for some reason. I think
are you
maybe.
trapped in loading?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and close the world. Separation mist.
Okay.
That should do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna
Connection
reopen the
error
world.
occurred. Returning to your world. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta do it after these bats. Oh my god, they hit me again while I was doing it. Like, fuck, leave me alone. Oh my god, okay. This is really bad. I'm sorry, we've got a major time loss right now because
That's okay.
I'm gonna
It's
have
okay.
to. I'm gonna have to go all the way back to a grace because I've got enemies aggroed on me the whole way.
Oh no.
That's okay. Do not
I'm
panic.
sorry.
You got.
Hey, Real, how's it going?
How their command works. I mean, it just depends on which bot you have.
I have streamer bot.
Yeah, see, I have Mix It Up. Mix It Up uses one word. Streamer bot uses two. Just the different bot.
Okay, there you go. Open to Wanderers.
Okay. Coming in now.
You'll probably load in next to Stormhill Shack, so you
It's
can.
okay. I'll just go back. It's all good. I'm not panicking.
All right.
I am not panicking. A lot of people have been having problems with Seamless during this, so I'm sure Jen is taking that into account.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm at Stormhill, and I need to. Well, I need to
Hi,
get
Huey.
this anyway.
Thank you. Alright, Slimgrave. I need to go to heal. Hello Kitty Island Adventures 26. I still can't believe it's $30 for that.
Okay.
Hi, bestie. Hi, Bubbles. How are you? I'm not panicking. That's what people say when they're panicking. I'm not panicking yet. I would start panicking if we were like an hour in and we had only killed like one boss. That's when I would start panicking.
Nikki, what I would say is, does it have cross progression saves? Because if it does, then you could just do the free trial for 3 months and then get it on Steam and then download your save afterwards. That's what my recommendation would be.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not loading again. Excellent. I don't know what's going on. We literally just practiced. What the heck?
Yeah.
So basically, can you connect like an account to the game, the Hello Kitty adventure or whatever it's called? Where essentially if you were to get it on Steam, you could log in to that same account and then it would have all of your save data from your phone. I'm assuming you'd use iPhone or iPad if it's on Apple Arcade. Maybe Mac.
I'm here, you bastard.
iMac. Okay. Yeah. So
I don't know what to do, guys.
especially if you're doing the what's happening?
It picks his trap again.
I'm in loading again.
Can someone rest at a grace?
It will in just a second here. I'm at.
I'm gonna close my game.
Okay.
I'm just gonna force
yeah,
close my game.
sometimes if you like force close, it does reset that way. Yeah. And the world is still open. So when you reload, you can just rejoin. It probably will join to my location, which is gonna be a bit unfortunate. But yeah.
Okay, come on.
No, because that's the other computer. Horseman, that's not this PC. I bet you it's saying that it's already running.
Okay. I've got. Okay, I got Golden Bow.
Okay, it just told me you left. Okay, cool. So now that you've got Golden Vow, once
I'm
you
going
get
to Lake
Master
Facing
Jack,
Cliffs. Yeah, and then I'm going up to.
yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Game being. I know, Gigi. I know. The crazy part is like I said, it's only doing this now that like we're live. Like
Right.
I tested this a bunch of times, and I was using Seamless when I was
Yeah.
testing it before. Like this is crazy to me. All right. Hopefully back on track.
Welcome back. And after I get everything, if we haven't gotten like the Dex tier together, I can also just go ahead and run ahead to the graces that we need to get the physic.
Yeah, because I'm a couple of minutes behind mine now.
Yeah, no worries.
But mine has been relatively quick, but I'm now a couple minutes behind. So
Yeah.
I am teleporting now towards EG.
I'm getting the map from Viernia. Missed it. Got it.
If you go to the grace that I just activated, you'll get the other map, although it's not necessary because you can just see it on the map without
like
having to
no
get
way
the
it's
map.
not going to teleport me. Okay, teleport. Okay, intentional death incoming, and then I will be resting in about 20 seconds. So if anyone needs to do anything before I rest.
Yay! Okay, yep. Just a second. GG's, by the way, getting a teleport. Here is the grace next to. Oh,
Okay, Roach in the
that's
Manor.
fine.
I
You
see.
should-
Yep.
yeah, you should still get it.
The bot and I are gonna have words today. Cute. All right,
Where's the
rest
next-
incoming.
Okay.
Sausage balls and veggies with dip for snacks. Oh my god.
Sounds so good. Okay.
Sounds amazing. It's been a minute since I've had a good sausage ball.
All right. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay. I did one thing correctly in this run so far.
In the immortal words of Miley Cyrus, nay Hannah Montana, everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes. All right. Salia Grace. Yes. What kind of dip? Gigi needs to know for reasons.
Sorry, congrats on second.
Oh.
I got.
Oh my god, it made me swing the other way. I hate my life.
Did you?
Wait, should I rest at this grace? Because I can't. Oh, there we go. Okay, I get it from my map now. Okay, I've got Lost Scar Ruins, and then I gotta go up to. Yeah.
Hi, Cereal.
You three got this. Stream team is in action. Yes, it is. Let's go. Oh. Chat, I practiced this several times before stream and did it first try each time.
Life is just like that. As soon as you go live, man, it just falls apart.
It just does it. It's not the size of a certain boat, it's the savor of the flavor. Grit detected. Grit detected. Alright, did you get Scenic Isle?
Yes, I did. I just touched it now.
Whee! Let's go. That's. I
Oh,
love that synergy.
That was a clean
love
one
that
there. I didn't get stuck at all. All right.
I got Hoarfrost.
I'm on track. I'm back on track. I'm back on track. Hi, Marbs.
Excellent, excellent,
I'm
excellent.
gonna. Oh shit!
You good?
I rested.
Oh,
I'm
it
so
didn't.
sorry.
It didn't pull me. So hopefully.
but it's going to pull
Yeah,
you.
it's gonna. Yep.
How much longer do you need? Like a
I
lot?
just picked up my stuff in Aeonia. I have about a 4-minute run to, but it's okay. I
Okay.
just picked up this grace, so it's
You can
it's
just fast travel back.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Sorry, y'all.
That's okay. It's okay.
I forgot. I was like, surely it's fine to do this. No.
Just as long as I don't get stuck in loading jail, which I didn't. Okay. All right, and I'm just leaving. Sorry, guys. Peace out.
You're
Peace
good.
out. Bye.
I'm just gonna get
Bye.
Corin unlocked. That way, I don't have to have this conversation again with him.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go
How many
to
times do I
the.
have to teach you this?
Oh, I got
It's
so
bad.
scared. I was in loading jail again. All right,
Okay, now
I
I'm
am
going
back
back
on
to
track.
Tina Kyle.
So I'm going.
And I've got the dagger for my golden vow.
Yay! Let's go.
Okay, so Scenic Isle will be the
Scenic Isle
dex
is
tier,
unlocked.
but we're gonna have to go to that together because we're gonna need that together.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm
getting,
behind, guys.
I'm getting the tier right
Oh, no,
now
you're
just so
okay.
that I can go get the physic grace for us to all just warp to. That'll be way quicker. So.
Did I get this dex tier? No, I don't think I did. So I'm gonna go to Scenic Isle and then I think get the dex tier. Because it's because I didn't have that area unlocked, so I'm gonna go get that. We're doing it. We're doing it. It's okay.
All right. Go to the replaced pin 1. That is how you know you're at Scenic Isle.
Yep. Coming to you.
Hello.
Hello.
The next one shot is going to be a continuation based on our rat murder. I'm going to keep Fiora as my new bestie. Thierry, going to rejoin you? Absolutely. Thierry is prêt pour plus d'aventures.
Wait, kid, you speak French? Hold on.
Ouais. Un
I
peu,
didn't know
though.
that.
Un peu.
It was my demi-specification à l'université.
Is that your chosen language? Is that what you're saying?
My
What they studied in university.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Je suis
Okay, so
bilingue.
I should be
Un
going to
petit
Aguila
peu.
then, right?
Little bit, tiny, little bit.
I'm gonna go, yeah. I've got the dex here, so I'm gonna go to Aguila.
I am maybe 30 seconds from
Can
Fort
you
Farah.
rest and make it day, please?
Do you want me to? Yeah, I can do that.
Yep.
Yep, I can do that. I'm here now.
I'm running past the guy, so thank you.
I'm gonna go through withdrawals. Oh no, what are you gonna do? I'm getting more clumsy as
I
I'm getting
can't-
older too, Marbs.
It won't let me do that.
Do what?
Maybe
I-
only the host can.
Maybe
I'm gonna-
maybe the only host. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll do it
here's
once I
Fort
get
Farah.
past it. It's fine.
I'm going to go get Slicer, and then I will go get my tier, and then I will be done to be
Okay, cool.
back on
Once you
track
get
with you guys.
Cool. Once you get the tier, I'll already have the physic grace unlocked, so that'll be good.
So I'm just gonna head towards you then, Keone.
Okay.
And then you can... Oi, you there.
Oi.
You there.
D&D methadone. Oi,
But yeah, we did a
Colin.
one shot last night, and there was a post in the bar for a rat, a vicious rat, and we tried to kill it, but we just couldn't get it.
No.
So we did another quest, but we want to go back and finish this rat off.
Don't be bested by a rat.
It was just really fast. It it scurried away before we could get it.
Rats are best. I have a friend. She's actually part of my community as well. She will. She has like 4 rats as pets, and I just I can't. Man.
French came up because my character.
Because the
in
French have to
one
invade
shot-
everything.
That too. That too.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, that's also a valid reason. Remember to switch your blues. memorize any spells you need to memorize.
That's the opposite.
Mix your physics. All that
All right.
fun jazz.
And Slicer Scroll. I am back on track, and I am grooving and schmooving, guys.
Let's
All
go.
right. Road to the Manor to get my int tier.
I've got my Ash of War on, and I am
Been
good
playing
to
much
go.
E33? What? What do you mean? I haven't played E33 in probably 2 months.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go to Fort Ferroth and hang out.
Oh, because they are the French. Yep, I will be done in, I don't know, 20 seconds here, and then I just need to go grab the Dex tier. And then, oh, did you already get Physic, Chioni?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm a couple seconds still behind, sorry.
You're good. No worries. I'm just equipping stuff and getting ready for it. Little bit that might help us be faster with this is, Alex, you can use Golden Vow on us before we do it, and that will speed up the damage tremendously.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, so yeah, my character is French in the one shot that I was doing last night with Sariel and Ril. His name is Thierry.
Is the Dex tier marked, Chioni? Yes, it is, thank you.
Thank you.
I am at Fort Farah.
Sweet. Do you want me to go ahead and get started?
Go for it. I'm literally just about to go grab my physics as soon as I'm no longer in, oh my gosh, combat.
So yeah, if you just come over here and give me Golden Bow, Alex.
Yep.
Whoa, what happened there?
Oh, are you talking about my chat? It's a channel
Yeah.
point redeem.
Oh. Terry.
Yeah. Terry the
My middle
Tangela.
name is Renee.
Alright, what am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for. Oh wait, there's a thing more. Gosh.
We won't kill it until you get here.
No, I wasted time by teleporting to the wrong grace. But I'm grabbing right now.
Yeah, you're fine.
I know,
This is
but I
like
feel
perfectly
bad.
fine because it would have taken forever anyways. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's
doing
not
my
even half
physic,
health
and then
yet.
I will meet you guys there. Oh, I'm so stupid. I had to do my physic, guys. I have to.
Well, that's me being stupid too because I completely forgot that.
Okay, I gotta go change my. You know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity to change my class code. I forgot to do that as well.
Yeah, don't even worry. We'll just reset. Don't even worry. I completely forgot.
Yeah,
that
I'm
that's
sorry. I
all
had
that.
to do my physic, or I can't use my weapon.
Yeah, no, you're right. Exactly. Like that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That was on me for saying like, oh, we could do it that easily. That's not how that works.
Sorry. Okay, I'm here though, and we are good to go.
Okay,
Okay,
let's go.
sweet. Let's go.
I'm gonna give us a golden vow as well. All of us.
Nice. And we'll be even faster with the three of us doing this.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're great.
I'll go ahead and pop my physic. And
She's not
I'm
here
ready
for
to
me,
go.
so hopefully we'll do damage to her. Oh, I'm not. Am I doing damage? I can't tell.
She's not here for you. That's gonna be a big old problemo.
But it's doing blood. Yeah, let's
Um,
reset real quick.
Yeah, we've got to Grace because unfortunately this is aggroed.
Yeah.
All of us have to rest, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least just me. If I rest and she appears, then
Yeah, as long as she's appearing for everybody.
is she there for you?
No, not yet.
She's actually not there for me now, oddly
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
Nope,
she's
there
not
she is.
there
She
for
just
me
flopped.
either.
She just flopped down.
Just teleport back in.
Oh. She just her body
That's
just
what I'm
flopped in
doing
when
at least.
you stood up. There
That's
she
what
is.
I'm
She's
doing
here.
at least. Okay, there she is.
Yeah,
I
okay.
see her too. Everyone
All
sees her?
right.
Yep.
Sweet.
All right. We are 25 minutes in, so I
Nice.
think if we can get this in 5, I think that's good. All right, you want to golden vow us? Wait, where's
Golden
everybody?
vow.
Chioni? Yep.
Okay.
There we
I'm
go.
gonna pop my physics as well.
Yeah.
Suck the new. I knew that. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, much better.
This is so fast. Yeah.
Suck the nude, a bag of nuts.
Oh, nice. I knew it was a bag of something. Riveting gameplay. This is what you subscribe for.
Yeah. This is why you're here.
You don't want to miss this in the ads. Come on. Oh, she's definitely next to me. For sure. There's, I guess there's a little bit more.
Come on. Give it to us. Give it to us. Let's go.
There she is. Okay. All right, don't rest until you've gotten your runes, though.
Yeah. And it'll be like 77.
Should be about 70,
So that time it was okay.
50.
For whatever reason, that time was only 61.
Might not
Yeah.
have. It might not have killed all 5 of the dragons.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, level up. So we're getting to 20 there. And we're getting to 20 here. 20 there. 15 there.
I'm gonna
I
go
still
to the
somehow
round
got
table.
exactly the same levels, so that's nice.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna go to the round table to get some stuff,
Uh-huh.
and I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
I just need to get the spells and yeah, catch flame, flame sling, and heal.
Okay. I don't think there's anything I need from round table, but I'll check too.
Yeah, just
Now I know
nobody
Pink hates me.
grace.
I know. I'm just, guys. I told you guys I wouldn't be reading chat as much as normal. I told you guys.
Should I also go to with you guys, or?
You don't have
No,
to.
you
I
don't-
was just.
you
I'm
don't
just
have to.
double checking that
Okay,
there's nothing that I
okay.
need from anybody, which I don't think so because nobody sells magic here.
No.
Oh, hold on. Can I?
Um,
Do I have enough runes to upgrade? Oh, Roderica is not going to be working yet, is she?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Because you have to kill, like, Godric or something like that. It's ridiculous.
You don't have to just talk to Hugh back and forth?
Oh, I guess you can do that. Yeah. I forget.
Oh, she's crutchy. I saw her in her eye.
I mean, it's if it's a waste of time, I won't do it. But while you're here, I can do it.
Oh yeah, we can do that for sure. Just nobody grace,
Yeah.
because if anyone graces, it'll break the dialogues.
Okay.
If we do,
Okay.
I suppose
I'm grace.
I'll ask Matt certainly. I know I can tell.
I'm actually so afraid I'm not even teleporting. We just finished this, and we'll be fine.
Back already, no matter.
I see the lurk. Thank you.
Look, are you hoots?
My name is Super French, and you're telling everyone else.
I don't. Well, no grandma being a prisoner.
Nicole René. René.
Nikki,
Nick.
me
Suppose
en.
I'll ask Master Hugh.
Miami.
If I do, I suppose I'll ask Matt.
All right, so now we rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And which grace are we going to?
We
Wait,
should
wait.
go to the Bofa Cave. I'm gonna finish leveling up my character real quick.
If I do,
Okay,
you did the
suppose
both
I'll
off?
ask Master
And that's
Hugh.
the
Oh, she's okay. Yeah, both cave,
that's the growth type,
Grove side.
right?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
I'm memorizing my spells. Okay.
Watch how
Perfect.
Val
We're at
melts
2:30,
the
so we have 2.5 hours to kick Ace.
To kick Ace. That's
Okay,
awesome.
Alex. Once we get to the Grace or to the fog wall, you ready to roll
Yep.
or spin? I guess.
loading him.
won't be there in just a second. You know.
Oh God. Okay, listen. Azarl is our resident comic in chat, I
And did
guess.
Twa got sick?
Yep.
We may have an issue.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
fucking
Yep.
hilarious.
Yep.
What issue?
Boo.
I'm trapped in the loading screen like this was.
Okay, go ahead and close your game.
What is
and
it?
reopen. Just completely shut your game
Oh,
down.
yeah,
and
yeah.
then relaunch it.
Yeah.
And the world will stay open.
Okay.
And we will stand here and wait for you. Do you want to go kill the wolves, actually? Because we're
Yeah.
going to be rolling. We're going to go kill the wolves while we wait on you. The world is open, so you can just join anytime
Okay.
you like. It actually says you're still here.
It will for a minute.
Yeah. What a minute.
Okay, they're like persistent, so it's
Yeah,
kind of tough.
I'm here.
Oh, that's a blue. I don't actually have my heals on, so I'm gonna have to rest and get my heals.
Oh, so we're gonna have to do this
Yeah.
again.
I mean, I don't need to heal. I've got blue, and I can heal myself actually
Okay.
with this
Everything's dead.
this spell, so I don't need the heal actually. Are you back?
No, not yet. I had to stop Elden Ring and
Yeah, you have to
Steam,
like
and
force
then-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to force
stop.
quit it.
Okay.
Well, I'll just go ahead and heal myself over here. Wow, that didn't do enough. That's fine though. I'll just leave it like this. What do I have in my physic? Just the dexterity, not.
Alex, do you want to spin while you're loading it?
Yeah, I'm gonna load up that.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. So yeah, chat. I made a Navi. This is them. It's not
A
the best.
Navi?
I could work on it.
That's cute though.
Not. Ah, come on.
I've got blood on my face, so it doesn't really.
Well, that's very Navi.
Yeah, oh, true. And then this is like a.
Are you gonna go
bluish
see the
brown
movie?
hair.
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so
I don't know. I liked the first one. The second one was okay.
Yeah, I agree. I'll probably see it, but I probably won't go see it in theaters. Which everyone's like, oh my god, IMAX, but it's
Mhm.
fine.
I don't know you. That's my purse.
All right. How's it coming, Alex?
I'm just loading in now. Okay, I'm not stuck. I'm at Growside Cave. I'm just doing the effigy now.
Okay.
And then, do you have the wheel spin ready?
Yes, I do. Okay,
What do we got?
Do we have?
hold on. We got this. I'm gonna actually shorten this out a little bit. Okay. So, loading in. I'm gonna. Okay, I'm here. I'm gonna spin and see what our challenge is.
Okay.
No physic is our challenge.
Okay, easy.
I just realized my game was muted. No
Uh-oh.
physic. Okay.
No physic.
No
Interesting.
physic. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother changing out my.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I think we're okay because we have levels now.
I'm just gonna pour across socket. There we go.
Boss decked, let's go!
GG's first boss. Boss
Boss
decked.
Yeah.
Boss decked, let's go!
It's not showing it. Sorry, Sorry, chat. It was supposed to show it, but it would have done this. There you go. Okay, there we go. All right, next boss we have.
Nice Cove?
Actually, on the list we said Pumpkinhead, but we can totally do Knight's Cove.
Yeah. I just need
I
Pumpkinhead
can't rest
eventually because I
for
need to
some
be able to do
reason.
magic.
I think it did it to me again.
Oh, now I can.
You gotta be kidding me.
No.
Come on. I'm gonna do it again. Because it did it to me again.
Okay.
I got a force quip. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like after like the first or second time, it fixes itself.
Good.
Mhm.
Hopefully. Okay.
Yes. Do we want to do Knight's Cave or Pumpkinhead?
Either one. I really don't care. Pumpkinhead would be cool for me because then I can learn my scroll, but it's
Yeah.
literally
Oh,
the next in
actually,
line, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think we were gonna do whatever's next in line. So Agil Lake North is where we should go.
I'm gonna make it
Okay.
night.
You like north?
Yeah.
Right, it is night.
Okay, load it up faster this time.
Yeah.
Making it night now.
Yep. And then Alex, spin our wheel for Knight's Cove.
Yep. So our wheel. So am I removing these as well? Removing
I don't
the
think it
full
matters. I mean,
Yeah, they should be removed.
yeah. Oh yeah, we did. That's right. Yeah, we
Okay,
did
so
because
we
we
get
planned
rid of-
enough.
Yep. Spinning again.
It's also to keep it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do the same ones twice.
No armor.
Okay.
Okay.
We got no
That is
armor.
also very doable. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we can clear the enemies up front.
Yep.
While we wait on Alex. No, I cannot. I cannot help this out, Cully.
I can't. Okay, stop calling me Cully.
For
Stop
real.
following me.
We don't know each other that way.
We're not friends like that.
That's literally not even my name.
Effigy. Oh. And I do have to, oh, that's the thing, I have to rest at the Greystone to get my heals back, because I didn't do that.
No, you don't have to rest. You just have to teleport.
Okay.
That is a seamless thing. You do not have to rest if you need your stuff back. Just
Yeah,
literally
you get it all
teleport
back
to
and
the
start
Grace, even if you're
teleporting.
standing right in front of it.
Yeah.
I see you, and I see, okay.
Yep. Are you good? All right.
Did you
Yeah.
get your stuff back?
No,
Okay.
I didn't get my,
So just
I need
go.
my- I
So
need
just
to
go
relocate
teleport
my-
over to the Agil Lake.
Yeah.
Don't rest at it. Just teleport there and then walk back over.
Yeah.
okay.
52 bosses? That's very ambitious considering we only have a list of like 20 something.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't
I mean,
get
there's-
stuck in the loading this time. Good. Good,
Okay.
good.
There's like 205, I think, right? In the whole
Don't forget to
game,
take
but
your
yeah.
armor off.
Yeah, take armor. Remove.
I don't think a shield counts as armor, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think my shield is probably not
He's coming.
right
He's coming. He's
call
coming. He's coming.
for me.
I'm coming. I'm on my way. I'm sorry.
That is also fine. Don't you worry. And
Can
remember you
physic,
guys
though.
are-
I'm here.
we can physic. That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to summon. I guess I can't. Now I'm gonna summon.
There's his horse.
You can backstab it.
Oh yeah, it's not night rain, so don't you can't do anything while he's down. Nice.
I got a backstab. I got a
Nice.
backstab.
Nice.
Okay, wait till he stands up because he can't. Yep. already
We
cast
don't want
that.
him on that horse.
Yeah, no, we
That's
don't.
left.
Very little health, but I have
Backstab. Oh, you need some healing?
Someone get in there for the last hit. Nice! Boss deck! Let's go!
Boss decked. Why is it not working? Fuck. Well,
Alright, Pumpkinhead next.
Pumpkinhead next. Yeah, so let's just fast travel back to Ickhill Lake
Yep,
North.
to get our stuff back.
Thank you, Zay. Hi, Zay.
Hi,
Welcome
Zay.
in. Zay
Am
is
I able to rest
shrieking.
now to reallocate my?
Yeah, you can reallocate stuff now if you need
And
to.
you, sorry, you went to where?
Just a gill.
Ickhill Lake North,
Mhm.
just the one we just came from.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. We got this. We're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Way it is. Okay, I'm happy with everything the way it is. All right.
'Kay.
What is next?
We can put our
on the
clothes
bill?
back on too, guys. Don't forget if you need it.
Yeah.
We need clothes.
We're headed straight to Pumpkinhead anyway, so
Yep.
go ahead and spin the wheel, and that's where we're going is Pumpkinhead. We've chosen our boss, so
Yep.
now we can spin the wheel.
Yeah, and it's right here.
All right.
Number 2.
We don't want to aggro the Miranda flower until all 3 of us are there, though, because that could be bad for anyone who's left behind.
Yeah. Oop. Okay.
Umber, hello.
Okay. Spinning the wheel. Spinning
Hi,
the
Umber.
wheel.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Oh heck yeah! Thanks for the follow. How's it going? R1 only, no jump.
Okay.
R1 only, no jump?
No jumping, no rolling, no Ash of War.
Okay.
Okay. Just swing, swing,
Swing
swing.
and cast
Swing.
for me, but yeah.
Swing and swing.
Do we think it's fair if I hold my shield in my left hand and use it to block?
It's not an R1.
Okay.
Yep. It just says R1 only. No
Okay.
jump, no rolling, no Ash of War. Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, I'm here trying to not. Oh, Miranda may have still seen me. But
That's okay.
it's just on me.
Just
so.
straight to the beacon.
Yep.
Alex. I hope that someone can mod eventually giving all of Night Rain's moveset and abilities in regular Elden Ring.
Oh,
I
that'd be
think that
so
would be
fun.
like
I am
so
at
peak.
the.
Honestly, that's what I hope for the next solo game that they create, is that you can play character classes that have specific abilities, and then you can have friends join you, but you could also play it alone.
Right, R1's
Like,
only.
that
Let's
would
go.
just be so good.
No dodge. Oh, I dodged. I'm sorry. Right.
Oh, we can dodge, we just can't jump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the only way you can attack is by pressing R1. So like you can't do jump attacks or dodge attacks. Oh wait, Alex isn't here.
Yeah, I'm not here. I'm
the
the
beacon.
Miranda flower.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm at the beacon. Beacon number 2.
Do you not know how to get to this boss?
Hold on.
It's
So
around the
should we
wall.
die then?
So the square where the Miranda flower is, no, this, okay, I guess we'll die.
Because technically then
Sorry.
this run is not.
So just
Valid.
stay where you are, Alex.
Yep.
There's a set of stairs going down.
It takes
There's a
forever to die
fire.
if I have a lot of health.
Set of stairs going down.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Mhm.
forgot.
Mhm.
You actually have to rest. Fuck. Alright, so Alex, can you open up your map?
Yep. No, I can't because I'm in combat. Hold on.
Oh, this is really bad.
No, just go. Yeah, go to those trolls and get killed. Go over to those trolls and get killed.
Just get killed. Yeah, just get killed.
Help me. Kill me. I'm looking to die.
Take your armor off or something. Oh, they'll kill you quick.
Yeah, they
They'll
don't
kill
kill
you
you.
quick.
Unless like.
And then when you die, do not go to the Grace. Go to the
The stake.
America.
Yeah.
Stake America. That's what we're doing. If it has an option.
Should.
Stake America.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm terribly sorry.
No, you're okay.
I
It's like, it's
swear, I
also
thought
really
I
easy to
saw
get
both
lost in this.
people there. That's why I was like, we're ready to go.
Yeah, it's really easy to get lost in this. I'll be standing right next to the stake, waiting on you guys to get in there.
I'm loading right
Okay.
now. Okay, I'm here.
There's peace.
Okay, I'm here. No, I'm at the Grace.
It's okay. Here, I'll come get you.
Okay, we'll stand right here and
I'll
wait for
come
you.
get them.
Okay, I'll stand right here and wait.
All right, so just start crossing the bridge.
Okay. Start crossing.
Hang on.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm heading.
I'm gonna open my door for a second.
Okay, I see you. You see me?
Yes, I do.
All right, follow me. Just avoiding these dudes.
Should I go grab my runes?
No,
Mm-mm.
I mean, how many did you have? Do you remember? Was it a good bit?
No, I don't remember.
You should have had everything leveled up by now, right? So-
Yeah, if you had
Yeah.
just leveled after Grail, you shouldn't have too much. You would have just had the Knight's Cap runes. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Let's
So
go.
what you want to do is go through this doorway, and then you want to come in here in this little sneaky place.
Okay.
That's it.
All right,
There we
now
go.
let's
So-
go.
For this, we can physically need to.
Yep.
And we can also, we cannot summon. We can
Nope, we
only
can
use
only R1s.
Yeah.
And you can also dodge if you need to dodge. But that's it.
All right.
Nice, thank you.
Oh, there he is. Rude. Yeah, get him. Get him. He's lit.
Good job. Boss deck.
Easy.
All right, let me go in here and get some spells. You guys can touch that grace, pretty please.
I am why are you here? Well, but one must I was ex as a revive
Oh, I'm not going to rest.
No.
Very well, but I refuse to anticipate.
Study sorcery. Oh, wait, hold on. Give scroll. This one. There we go. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. I know.
Are you talking to Celia now?
I am. I'm just trying to get Carrion Slicer. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, she's gotta have a melee weapon
Yeah.
spell. Yeah. Because now when we do switch range, if we get that, she can just swap it.
Oh, can I go get a memory stone from... Hold on. I need to go get a memory stone from the sisters real quick.
The round table?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How about you and I, Alex, go ahead and get to that Evergel so we can
Yeah.
fight the next boss.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for blessing the run, Glue. Umber and I did.
Am
we were
I
the
good
only
to
team-
rest for a moment so that I can...
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
believe we
Because we're
have
actually
noticed
gonna
the
rest too. If you need to like
girls
talk to
who
someone,
are
that's.
unless you-
Have you talked to them and got the key, the stone sword, or not the stone sword key, the memory stone?
I did. I already picked it up. I'm equipping it now.
Okay, cool. So you don't have to talk to anyone.
Nope. That's... I just needed to
Okay.
equip it. That's all.
I'll just get this grace so you can fast travel back quickly.
Okay. Regale Lake South. I'm on my way.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you for the follow. What was that?
Thank you so much for the
Thank you so
follow.
much for the follow. It's they were supposed to be anonymous follows, and for some reason they're not. That's okay. Oh, hey, I don't want to talk to you. I want to
Then 4 minutes. Thank you, Horseman. Thank you. All right, I'm here. Here, got a melee weapon spell. We're good. Let's go.
Sweet. Okay, we're doing beast. We're doing Okay.
Beastman.
Daryl's
And
next.
then, Alex, this will be your weapon going forward, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
super
go
excited.
ahead. Go ahead and roll for it,
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
and
Got
I'll
it.
be the one to click examine.
Yes, because it gets all stuck.
Let's remove
They're so
that.
annoying.
It's so bad. It can be really bad. I hope it.
Okay. We are rolling. Spin and spin and spin. Spin that wheel. And Torrent only if available.
Okay, spin it again.
It's not available, so spin again.
Okay, so spin again.
But don't remove that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't remove that one. No. Summons can't die.
Okay.
We can't summon for this because it's an.
Oh, yeah, it's in an
Evergel.
Evergel. You can't. Yep, so spin one more time.
So, spin one more time. Come on, give us something good, Will. It landed on jump attacks only.
Okay.
Okay, that's easy. Yeah, we can
Easy.
totally do that. Okay.
Yeah, jump attacks easy. Okay.
All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can everyone get on the Evergel? I don't know if it is stuck because of that or yeah, it was.
Do I hit yes? Or does it automatically take me?
It automatically takes you.
Okay,
Are we
I
good?
still have the option.
Everyone ready?
So hit no. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep, we're
Go
good.
ahead and golden bow us, and then we can
Yep.
pop our physics. Okay. And remember, jump attacks only.
Okay, so I have to
Exactly.
do this. Wait, can I do any of my spells?
Oh god,
I can't.
That does so much damage. Switch to the dagger.
I'm curious if I can carry and slice. Can.
Oh, you can?
I can.
Oh, that changes everything. Cliff, hello.
Oh god, hello. I gotta do that stupid.
Yeah, it functions like a sword. Yep.
Oh shit, that was a lot of damage.
You end up needing because I can heal us.
Nice.
Can't
We
get
can't
heals.
repost it. Yep.
So that attack right there, I jumped when my character didn't have enough stamina, so hopefully that doesn't disqualify us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I would still say that like you did the motion.
Yeah.
The game.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. One more hit. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
No.
Next boss. Let's go.
I'm stacked.
There's the
Love how it's
boss weapon. Let's go. And now you have everything you need for it too.
Nope. Yeah.
Strength index tier. I mean, you already had the dex for it, but
Yeah.
you're set.
Because my dex and my strength right now are both 20.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, Keone, what's next?
The next boss is going to be Nereus and then Patches.
Okay.
So we should roll once for Nereus right now, since we know we're gonna have to go there.
Yeah, and he's just gonna
Um,
invade right in our face.
Meet me at Agile Lake South.
Okay. I gotta.
You can just ride your horse there if you need, like, but you can also warp. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and spin the wheel, and we can decide before we head out.
Yep. Wheel spin.
Where you at?
This was torrent only.
Torrent only? Okay,
We
that's
can do
fine.
torrent.
Oh wait, no, we can't. No, because of the invader, he kicks us off a torrent.
Oh, does
Oh,
he?
okay.
Does he? Even
He
in
does,
Seamless?
Yep. Invaders kick you off a torrent. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll spin again.
Unless that was added to Seamless. It might have been changed for Seamless, but
I feel like Seamless, a lot of times you can torrent when you're not supposed to be able to.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. No crouching was our next one.
No crouching. Okay.
No
that's-
crouching or crouching only?
No crouching.
Okay.
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 So here's something that a lot of people don't
Oh,
know.
hold on. Is
The
Alex behind
crouch-
us?
Yeah, let's wait for Alex. The crouch attack animation is the same as a rolling attack, and it's in some weapons it can be similar to a running attack. So what I would recommend us to set for this is a no rolling or running attack as well. By the way, dragonflies are actually atrocious. They're so bad.
I know.
One of them killed me in a run.
Okay.
Crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, Grab killed me. Pushed me right off a cliff. All right, let's
Oh,
go.
jeez.
Okay.
Okay.
Just stay right behind me because we do not want to trigger that dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so everyone just be careful because he can proc blood loss on you real quick. Real
Very
easy.
fast, yeah.
Okay.
So no rolling attacks, running attacks, or crouching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at these little egg boys. Yeah, egg boys.
A little land squirt.
Okay, let's drop down.
Still behind us, Alex?
Yeah, I'm still behind us.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
Right.
So he should be popping up. any
Okay, yeah,
moment.
it hasn't taken us off of our horses, so maybe we could have stayed on Torrent. Do we want to stay on
There
Torrent?
he
I
is.
mean, I know it's not part of the challenge, but
Yeah, I mean that was the first one we rolled, and then we can just do patches for no.
yeah, let's do that. Since that was the
Oh
order
yeah,
we were
there it
gonna
goes.
go.
There it goes. Yeah. Oh, that's a
Okay, he's
lot.
got frost on him. That's good.
Come on. Oh, nice.
Boss
Nice, let's
decked.
go.
Let's go.
Jeez.
Okay, so patches is no crouching.
Yeah.
Or
Pass.
rolling or running.
Yep.
On the attacks, you can roll to avoid an attack.
Yeah,
but
no,
not
you can
to
dodge.
attack.
Yeah. Okay, I'm resting to get my stuff back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
we should do that. Oh. Oh, hi and hello. Oh, hello, Coach Fat. How's it going? Can I? Do I have enough rooms to level up my? I don't. Okay. Should I? Oh, should I put my my golden bat on my bloodhound's flank now? Or
No,
should I
keep
leave it-
no,
No,
keep
just
bloodhounds.
keep it on the
Yeah,
dagger.
Okay.
keep bloodhound step.
Do you have?
Bloodhoundness.
Are you good in medium rolling still?
Yes.
Okay, let's just kill these guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So fast.
Okay.
Go.
No
Patches.
running, rolling, or crouching.
Yep. Running, rolling, crouching.
Attacks. Unfortunately, for the first time in my life, I'm going to kill Patches.
You've never killed him?
He's a good guy. He just has bad ideas sometimes.
He's just killed me like in every other game. It's fine. Good
Yeah.
intentions, though.
Where is he?
Gods demand your life.
There's the proc. That frost proc was way too
Bully the poor man. Get him out of here.
easy. He literally says no one likes a bullheaded brood. My favorite line.
Boss decked.
Shit show. All right,
Boss
next
deck?
up we have Grave Warden Duelist. Okay, so that one, the quickest way. Let's just run back out of the cave.
To run back out, not even to teleport.
Yeah, it's faster, right? Because you don't have the load screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Kept coming.
I'm not even gonna rest, honestly. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't think we need to. Oh, I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way. Alex, go the other way.
Oh,
That's my fault. That's my fault. Sorry.
that's okay. Dark in here. Oh, shit.
It's a bit dark, yeah.
Gosh.
I'm gonna run ahead. When you come out of the cave, turn left and just run down this ravine. I'll get the door open.
Is it this way?
And it's this way. It's the dark right here. Yeah.
I just want to turn left.
There we go.
Okay, so out and then left. You said.
You think we're gonna win, Number?
The cave over here.
I hope so.
Yeah, we're going to the catacomb,
Yeah.
fighting the Grave Warden Duelist.
Okay. Spirit Spring.
Water catacombs. You
Or
don't have Spirit
keep
Spring,
going.
you just run straight through.
Yep.
gonna go ahead and start running through. If you guys
You should be
want
coming up.
to-
Yep, here's the door right here. Oh, there's a goop. Let the goop get you, Alex.
attack
Jump
in
over it.
tandem, that's
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
No, you're not. I'm here.
That's fucking crazy.
Jump over you.
What is this? No further catacombs?
Yep.
Alright, careful of the button.
Baton.
Button. Don't do it. Don't touch it.
I'm pulling the lever.
Pull the lever, Croc.
Okay, go back.
Yeah. It's time.
I can't finish my
Hold the lever, Kronk.
Press triangle or Y, whatever the button is at the
Careful,
top.
don't step on those.
Do not press the button, please. Just running through.
Alright, so what is our spin here?
Actually, they're attacking us.
Yeah,
so
so
we gotta
Alex, go ahead and spin while we.
Take care of that. Move that. Spinning the wheel.
He's stuck in the door. He's chucking pots at us. It's fine. He can't hurt us.
Okay, it says torrent only again. I don't think we can do
Oh my god, he can't. Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I take it back.
Yeah, I'm like down to a blue and a red.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spin again because it landed on torrent only. So spin it again.
Okay. You can remove torrent because we took it off. We did it.
Oh yeah, okay. Apply a different status effect.
Oh, that's the
Okay.
3 status
For-
effects? Okay.
Cool,
Yeah.
I've got my frost.
I've got my
ready to
rot
go.
over here. Alright, so you have your jellyfish, Alex?
I do have my jellyfish.
Is
Okay,
it
I'm gonna
equipped?
get rid of. Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of the torrent only part. Where is it? Torrent only. We did that. Okay.
And we did the no crouching as well.
Yep.
And we did the no crouch. Yeah, I took that off.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I need to put my jellyfish on. Hold on. And that's right here, right?
So we need to let the status effects build.
Yeah. Okay, so we summon immediately when we go in, right?
Mm-hmm. Alright, ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Alright, so Keone's got frost. I've got rot. Here's my doggies. Doggies.
My jellyfish.
Just can't attack him too hard
Yeah.
until all of the.
Yeah,
okay,
alright, so
now
there's
he's
the
frosted.
frost.
The poison from the jellyfish needs to happen first. I don't see the jellyfish, so I have no idea if the jellyfish is
Oh, the jellyfish is here. It's
Yes,
attacking.
you can't see each other's summons. It's weird.
Yeah, sometimes you can, other times you can't. So we just gotta wait for
Oh
that.
god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yep. Let him get rotted. Let him get. Come on. Come on, little doggy.
He's attacking my jellyfish. Has he been poisoned yet?
Did the jellyfish hit him at all?
Yeah, it's hitting him. Oh, I think he's poisoned now.
I don't see it yet.
Yeah, I don't see it yet either.
There's something.
Oh, he might kill my dog.
Do you need me to heal him? Where's? Oh god, I can't see your dog.
Oh, I'm right there. You're right next to him. Yeah, perfect. Nice. Come on, dog.
Probably didn't heal much.
He's left me. He's left me. He's left me.
Pretty good. He's doing pretty good. Health-wise. Still attacking.
I heard that heals someone.
Yeah, he healed me.
So he did have frost. I think we say that counts.
That's
right?
that counts. Yeah.
Yeah, that counts. That counts. My jellyfish needs to get.
You're right. Yes, perfect. Why is he not procking a rot?
Oh, could he be immune to rot?
Oh, I hope not.
Or maybe he's really low rot proc.
My dog wants that.
I
My
wish
dog
it gave
died.
you like an indicator on his health bar.
Dang.
That.
Okay, so I don't know if this is even possible. Like,
We might have to
Okay.
re-roll this challenge.
or what if we just say he needs to frost 3 times?
Or a status effect 3 times.
It just says a status effect. It
So you
doesn't
can get a
say-
bleed on him too, Alex.
Yeah.
Just can't do it. Okay, that's the second frost, so we just need 1 bleed. So Alex, let's try to keep his aggro. There's the bleed. We did it. Now you can just finish him off.
Oh god, oh god.
What's this challenge about? We have 3 hours to beat as many bosses as we can, while spinning a wheel that offers challenges per boss. Right.
226 for poison, raw, and frost. Weird. So like our summons just don't do any proccing until they're like leveled up, huh?
Guess not.
No.
Hmm.
Okay. The next thing we want to do, yeah, definitely use this to go to the front. We're
Yeah.
going to the catacombs that are north of here to do the Black Knife Assassin. This one is already injured, so we're going to be pretty safe.
Okay.
What you want to do is come out the door, get on Torrent, and we're going to go to the Spirit
Oh,
Spring.
hold on. Alex isn't loaded yet. Just wait 1 second.
I'm almost there. I'm almost
Yeah,
there.
I
I'm
know.
almost loaded.
I just don't want to get too far ahead of you. So.
Yeah.
I hear you. I can see if I can unlock the grace and stuff.
I just meant more direction-wise. I don't want Alex. Lost. All right. See
So
where I am?
that's where
Okay,
that
perfect.
goes.
Taking a
That's
spring.
where that goes. Okay. Shit. A faster Spirit Spring option actually would be this way.
Okay, so we're gonna go back down. So okay, so
Yeah, go back down.
go
and
back
come
down the
this
spring,
way.
and then
Yeah.
take it across the other way across the canyon.
There we go. That's
Okay.
better.
Whee!
Yeah.
That's
And then
actually
we
so
just, yeah, we try just not to die to the squids.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take the Spirit Spring that's here next to this bridge up on top of the bridge.
Okay, we just
Oh,
passed the 1 hour in mark. We're at an hour and 53 left. Just so
Oh,
everyone knows
nice.
where we're at.
Hell yeah. We still have plenty of time left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna come up here and try to get the grace.
Is this death touched?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy. It's a injured boss.
Mm-hmm.
I love the lore of it.
I like the second katana in here. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm. We should probably grab that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rest.
Oh, I went right past it. Oopsies.
Do you three have a total? We would like to hit. I think 20 is where we kind of tried to
Yeah.
plan to hit. So I would like to hit 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at 7 already. So
And we're pretty
yeah.
powerful to start with, so I feel like 20 is definitely a doable thing.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that fella.
I got the Uchi. Infinity Nikki. Infinity Nikki is cute. All right, I have the lever.
Okay.
Shot in the back doing it, but I got it.
Remember to press Y.
Yeah.
Let me-
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't switch quickly. And then, yeah, I used Y, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay. We good to go?
Yep, we're good.
Yep.
What's our challenge?
Oh yeah. roll, roll.
We're gonna roll. Give me a second. We're gonna get to the door, and then we'll roll. Fogwell is here.
Oh.
Pause.
It's fine, Wolfie. You guys is like an. It's just like a colloquialism.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying you guys this whole time.
Yeah. But thank you
okay, so
for being aware.
But yeah.
melee only or ranged only.
Melee
Um,
or range. So do we swap? Is that what we're saying?
swap.
I think that's what it is.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's
So
what we
swap.
decided.
Okay. So I'm.
Alright.
So I gotta.
Okay.
Do you guys need healing? I'll do it. This could help. Okay, yeah.
All right. You
I
ready?
need to actually unequip my Bloodhound Fang so that I can do the. Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Do you guys think that Catch Flame counts as ranged?
I would say so.
Yeah. There's range
It's
to it,
in
right?
melee. It's in melee range, but it's not like a melee hit.
Why can't I use my bow?
Do you have arrows? Not me
4,
looking for a
5,
grace like
6,
it's night rain.
7, 8. Oh, have I missed? I've missed a few. Hold on. Let me
Yeah, that's 8.
do more of these. That's 7. Okay, and then here is 8. Okay, cool. All right.
Next.
Cool. Next is the golem. So that's gonna be in the cave, kind of north of here.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Gigi.
Just kind of follow me. Wait, let's-
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Just going toward it. We're gonna go back down here. And back to that spirit spring.
Hello.
To get to the spirit spring, like, believe it or not, like, it has a pretty wide radius, so you
Does
just
this
need
guy
to
count?
jump
No, he doesn't. No.
whenever you see it. Just, like, anywhere here, and
Yeah.
you're good. You won't die. Also, this can be a bit tricky to find, so I am gonna try to...
Oh, that squid. Try to just bite your
guys here?
butthole. It's right here.
It's right
Yeah.
here.
Hi, Blossom. It's going really well so far. We did about just about 30 minutes of prep. And we got to about, I think I'm at 32. I don't know what everyone else is at, but yeah, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, level-wise, I'm 33.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this is gonna suck a little bit with no light, but
Yeah,
hey,
that's fine.
we,
All right,
Actually,
Alex,
wait,
do you
can
want
I
to
put a
spin us in the meantime?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
let's-
do.
let's do the spin now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's. Okay, I'm gonna remove that. Oh, spinning, spinning, spinning. Switch range.
Okay.
So long range to short range.
Okay, so I just did range, so I'm gonna do melee.
Yeah, so we'll just
Okay.
swap it up.
Yeah.
So I'll do slicer only.
Okay.
Okay, so just fall right where I fall, because it's really dark and easy to
And I'm on the
die
second
here.
fall.
Okay.
I'm on the second
Okay,
one.
there you go.
Yep. And then it's just down.
Behind you.
There we go. Alright, sweet. And then just turn this way. And then here, you're gonna fall the same way.
Yep.
Except for this time,
Ooh.
you're gonna cut
Except
across.
for my
Oh, no.
character decided to jump instead. I don't know why.
Oh.
And then here,
It's okay. I'll be right back.
and then here.
Okay.
That's insane. I can't believe
want
that
us to
she
wait on
just
you,
decided to
Pinks?
step. No, I'm literally loading right now. I'll be back in a second.
That's okay. Yeah, we can just stand here.
I can't believe that she just.
We don't want to aggro things like
Hopped.
separately of each other because it can be pretty rough trying to run back through here if everything's aggroed.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're just gonna drop. We're not gonna hop this time, please. Thank you.
We can hear ya. Oh, there you are.
Yep,
Right,
I'm
you
here.
can drop now.
Oh yeah, we just dropped.
Oh, what we're doing? Oh yeah, switching range. So I'm slicer only.
Yep. That's fine. Or no, I didn't.
No.
No, I didn't. Yep, just keep following me.
Yep.
It's so dark in here. Oh my
I know.
goodness.
Oh, dark. Oh my lord.
It's okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Got a wolf behind you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you for the follow. We have anonymous follows on. Okay, so here, you want to drop this way. There will be a bat immediately.
Yep.
Well, there's a bat here. That's not the one I was thinking of, but that also works. Oh god, I'm gonna go. There we go. That one's dead. Alright, everyone down?
Yep. I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then we're gonna drop right here. And then
Oh my gosh! I jumped on Keone.
Really?
Yes.
oh no.
It's fine. It's
Okay,
fine. It's fine. There's a stake in here.
We'll try to take these guys out one at a time. I'm gonna see if I can film sing
What
it.
the heck? Hi, Dave.
Cool. I'm gonna try to get all of
That's
these guys with flame
actually
swings. So just give me a
hilarious.
second. Okay, that actually hit. That's amazing.
I'm loaded
Where's
back.
the other
into
fella?
my rooms.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So we're safe now.
There's the drop.
Drop.
I can't believe that knocked me down because I landed on top of the camera. That's so funny.
So here, let's just go ahead and jump and run. And jump.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened?
A little bit of a
You have
run
to-
and jump, but there's a stake right at the top of the waterfall.
Yeah.
Is it a steak?
There's a stake
Yeah,
right at the
okay.
top of the waterfall. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that there was a.
It's a run and jump. Yeah.
Yep. So, I've learned how to do this because the game has these weird like button input cues, and so if you jump and then hold like I guess for you it's B after your jump, you're
Yeah.
automatically in a running stance even though you haven't
I
moved.
did it again. Are you? Oh. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
trying.
okay. Just slow
Don't
down.
let people down.
See where the space is, and then back up and give yourself space to run. What's this, Keone?
This one is to swap range.
No.
So,
What is this boss?
Golem.
Oh yes, that's right.
So we'll take him down quick.
Yeah, I have slicers. So.
The next boss is the Tibia Mariner.
Over in
Why?
what is it called?
Oh, I'm a mess.
It's just so the other way is not accessible to us anymore. Like we literally can't go there to help you.
No, that's okay.
There,
That's okay. That's
there
okay.
is another way, but
I think I just hit the wrong button. I promise you, I'm doing this.
you're good. I've fallen in back there several times. So.
Okay, so then jump up there. Yeah. Okay. All right, and then give yourself. See
Oh,
where
I
this?
see the-
Okay, see the space? There you go.
Yep.
Run, jump. There we go. And then you're gonna run and jump up here as
Okay.
well. Yay! Let's go.
Okay, we did it.
All right.
Okay, so Roy, what was this?
Switch range.
John?
Switch range. So I'm melee. You're,
Yeah,
I guess
okay,
you're going
range.
back to melee as well.
Oh, I went
since
in. Sorry, I
you did
didn't
range
realize.
last time.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did.
So I guess we're all melee. There he goes.
Okay, go ahead. Nice. Good job.
That butt, get it in that butt.
Clam.
Let's just head up. Let someone can get the cred.
I got it.
There we go. It's
Okay.
done.
There's a boss.
GG's.
Boss decked.
Boss decked. My boss decked animation doesn't work on my screen, unfortunately, but
Oh, Sag.
why it just sometimes decides not to work.
Streaming. That's how it works.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
not
If you're
something's
streaming,
If
broken.
you're streaming, things
Yeah.
just don't function anymore. Yeah.
so go ahead and fast travel to Saints Bridge.
Saints Bridge, gotcha.
Oh, I'm in a shared chat with Keone. It's probably what Keone's listening to. Sorry,
I'm
Dave.
also
Oh.
got music going. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not cool, Dave. Sorry. I make you guys listen to my game music. Listening at
Let's go
4x
ahead
speed.
and let's go ahead and roll for the next boss challenge because we are going to the tibia.
Okay.
Alright. Spinning wheel. Brrr. Let's go. Bash Fashion Souls. So the Fashion Souls was change armor before each encounter. So we
Okay.
have to change. We do have multiple.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got
armor.
patches
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll change our armor. That's fine.
Armor changed.
Is everyone here?
Not yet.
Actually, no one's here. Yeah.
Okay. Saints Bridge, right there.
I should be. Yeah, it's loading. Just took me a second.
I'm just changing my armor.
I'm here.
So I guess before each encounter, I guess means like if we die to a boss, we still have to change our armor before we go back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
We can do whatever. We can summon. We can do
Yeah.
range. We can do melee.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you grab these smithing stone ones here, because we should be able to level up our weapons soon to at least +3.
Except for me.
Except for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for me.
You've already got an OP weapon.
I have a level S scaling staff right off the get.
Hell
That
yeah.
doesn't level at all.
That doesn't level. Yeah.
There's not really many weapons in the game that don't level. I think that may be the only one, if I'm not mistaken.
I also think it's the only S scaling intelligence weapon in the game.
The Chris doesn't have S in
Is it
intelligence?
S? Chris
I have
might be
no
S as
idea.
well. You might be right. You might be right.
Or the Karya Regal Scepter gets S once you level it up.
Right, but you have to level it.
Right, yours is S from the rip.
Yeah.
Everyone ready?
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
here. So this is just regular, nothing fancy. We
This
just
is just
had to change our
regular, yeah.
clothes. Okay.
He doesn't have a health
That means it's bugged for you.
What happened?
Which could unfortunately mean that you won't get the runes. but
Yeah,
it
you won't
is
get the
still
runes, but
bugged.
you'll still count.
You'll still count.
The only health bar that I see is numbered, but it's not that.
Yeah, it's just above his head, regular.
Yeah. Get him. Get him.
We don't get them.
Get him.
There we go.
Boss
By
decked.
the way.
Yeah. Oh, not for you. Not for me.
$324 on Steam. What could you possibly be getting? That's insanity. Hi Artemis, welcome in. How are
The
you?
next one is the Kaled Church Invader. So let's go ahead and go back to the Grace,
Which Grace?
the one that we were just at before this.
Yeah, up here. Okay.
So we can rest, get our stuff back, and then
Mhm.
we're gonna run through to that invasion spot.
'Kay.
And so we might as well spin again.
Yep, go ahead and spin us.
Oh, let me sit.
You can spin us while we're sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta get my mouse free. Okay, so get rid of that. Spin. What are we getting? No boss sounds, so we have to turn.
Oh, so we have to turn our sounds
audio
off when we get there. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta turn our.
Okay.
Okay, let me level up. Here. Oh, you don't have a level up.
I'll just turn all my volume off for
Yeah.
the game.
Oh, I didn't.
I'm just gonna do it in OBS. I'm not even gonna go through.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so it's gonna
Let's
be
go,
silent for a
guys.
minute, guys.
Let's
We
go.
have the no boss sounds, so we have no audio cues.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Listen to
quiet
the
for a
soothing-
moment.
Sign,
The
hi.
soothing sound of. Oh, Zine's here. Hello.
Sign's here. Yes, this is my friend I was talking about that has the pet rats. How are the rat boys doing? She has their cage is called the Ratchler pad. Instead
That's
of the
cute.
bachelor pad, it's the bachelor pad.
That's incredible.
Isn't it great?
I love them.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I can't remember all their names. I know she's got. Well, I can't remember all their names, but she's got 4 of them. Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we get invaded.
Yeah. Invade us. The bachelor pad. Yeah.
Invade us, you wouldn't.
There we go,
There we
Anastasia.
go. There's the invasion.
Here
Don't
she comes. Yep,
res.
there she is.
She jumped that.
Oh,
Of course
shit.
she
Hold on. I
did.
gotta turn.
She didn't
Oh,
jump
shit.
that one.
Oh, gets
Oh, you know, I'm
knocked
just
out
gonna
of your
turn my
animation.
headphones. No, I can't turn my headphones off.
I just turned it off in OBS because I have my audio coming in that way.
Yeah, I turned off. Just turn the.
They
sound
gave
down.
her a chunk of health for this.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There we
but
go.
Still wasn't
Okay.
enough.
All right.
Okay, tree horse guy.
Tree horse guy. Whom
Tree
is that?
sentinel.
Tree. I was gonna say, is that Tree Sentinel?
Tree sentinel at Church of Ella. So let's go to the Church of
Yep.
Ella and level up our weapon, if we
Okay.
can.
Level my weapon. Silly goose.
You should be able to level your Bloodhound's Fang to level 1 at least. Technically, if you had the stones to level all the way up to like 4 at EG, but
Okay.
because he sells them, but yeah.
And I use the smithing table. Strengthen armament. Bloodhound Fang.
Mhm.
Additional items required. What does it require?
Oh, you can't do regular thing. You can only do regular smithing here. You can't do somber smithing here.
Okay, so we'll just level that up after this boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll go to
Oh, spin. Spin.
Yeah,
Oh
spin.
yeah. Spin. Hold on. So get rid of this. Get out of here. Easy peasy. Spinning.
We're twinning.
I know. I kind of low-key like the patches armor.
Swap weapons
It's
amongst
nice.
us. Swap weapons amongst each other.
Okay.
I've got a
so
short
this
sword
is
and a
gonna
staff.
This is gonna be interesting. If your short sword is not level 1, you can't pick this up. When I drop it.
How do you tell that status?
That's the thing, because it's like
My short sword is level 1.
okay. So then you and I could swap swords.
Okay.
Oh, the Ash of War will be lost if I do that? Hold on, I can't lose the Ash of War. I gotta remove my Ash of War.
Okay, there's my
This is
short sword.
swapping.
Can I undo enhancement? Okay, cool. There it is. Now I can drop my weapon.
Okay. Here's my short sword.
Okay. Find
So
it.
I should be dropping my Bloodhound's Fang then.
We're gonna swap back
Uh,
after. This is just for this fight.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, no. About who's
Drop your
taking
Bloodhound's
it. If you
Fang.
guys-
Actually, yeah, you take my sword. Pinks.
Alex,
you have
take
more FP
Chioni's.
than I do, probably.
Okay.
How do
So
I
you take
drop
Alex's.
Okay.
How do I drop it? Remove.
You have to unequip it and then
Don't
hit
do
leave.
discard. Do leave. Leave, not discard.
And that's in my inventory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Where's my weapon? Okay.
I'm gonna rest and level up or do something.
You
to
said
this
leave,
sword.
not discard. right?
Leave,
'Cause
not
Yeah,
discard.
leave.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I've got the Bloodhound's Fang. Okay.
And
I'm
I've
putting
got the
Hoarfrost Stomp on this short sword. Okay, cool. We ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Awesome, let's go. Let's do it. We can still summon for this. Oh, actually, remember to turn your sound on if you don't have it on.
Yeah, I already
Yeah,
did.
I turned it
Definitely
on.
already did that.
Yeah.
Damn it. I thought he was gonna murder it.
Okay, it's bugged me again.
Oh, it's bugged for me too. I don't have a health bar.
Might have to have it
Yeah,
too.
we might want to reset this one entirely.
It's fair, that's fair.
Yeah, I would let's just reset this one.
Die or
Just die, yeah.
No, I'm gonna go grab space. You guys.
I died, so it's fine, but I'm just gonna pick my runes back up right out here. How's it going?
Okay.
You made it. We are 11 bosses decked.
Mhm.
Hi,
Hello,
Key.
bosses. Yes, we're doing really well. We're crushing it.
Why don't you guys go ahead and teleport back to the Church of Ella? Let's see
I'm
if
here.
that fixes it.
I did just. I don't want to remove bacon. I want.
Yeah,
just
I'm here.
Teleport.
My runes are right there. I can grab them. He walks away. Just a
You're
teeny
getting
bit
2 more
further.
rats? Zine? That's so many. That's 6 rats.
Oh, it might be doing the same thing for me, but if it's only for me, that's fine. If it's only
Well,
for
we
one of us,
haven't
I'd say-
aggroed him
I'd say
yet,
that's
so
fine.
let's wait till we see what do we aggro him.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm here.
All right.
Let's do it. Oh, do you have Golden Bow still, or
Yes, I do.
You should have the dagger. So yeah. Quick, quick.
Golden Bows?
There we go. Nice. Okay.
Let's get him.
Thanks.
There it is.
Oh,
Okay, I have a health bar now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for me, it's the small one. It's so funny. The bugs are crazy.
I know, especially because it's like 2 years old at this point.
Oh shit! It came right to me. What the hell?
Trying to stop crossbow. There it is.
Nope. Shoot.
Oh, he moved it.
Stop.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't come for me! I think he killed me. No, he didn't.
I literally can't see this health bar or anything at all, so I have no idea how
He's less than half.
Nice. Never just did that.
How close is it?
He's very close.
There it is.
Yeah, there he is.
GG.
Boss decked.
Lost it.
Boss decked. Alright, now we have the Watchdog and the Catacombs back this way.
Okay. Oh, let's go back into the church and swap our weapons back.
Yep.
Yep.
Agreed. I have to rest and remove the Ash of War real quick, but then after that, yeah, we'll be good. Okay.
I guess, yeah, I have
You have to
Bloodhound?
unequip it first, and then yeah.
Yep. There's the blurred hand.
There is.
Hi,
the
share
short
chat.
sword.
Hi, Key. This is my short sword.
right there.
That's my weapon.
Oh, what do I need for Reduvia?
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
13 arc. What is my arc at now?
The Reduvia would be really nice to use too,
Oh,
yeah.
I need
Especially
4
for ranged.
levels.
It technically counts as ranged.
Okay, I still have enough
do the ash.
room to level up. That's okay.
Okay. Well, if you guys are ready, we can
I
go
am.
ahead and go back here. Watchdog. Dog with a watch
Following
on.
you.
Dog with a watch. Dog with a watch.
Dog with a watch.
Dog with the watch on. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm right behind
You
you.
guys, this is so fun.
I
This
know.
is, I'm having so much fun.
How much time do we have left?
We have 1 hour and 25 minutes left.
That's crazy. We're over halfway through our boss list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we may have to actually refill the
The will.
Our wheel, yeah.
yeah.
Thank
our
you,
wheel,
Artemis. I
yeah.
just got it done last night. Thank you. Sorry,
Maybe-
I did warn everybody that I might not be reading chat quite as frequently as I normally do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
We don't
harder
have
when
to
you
go
have.
into this room. Just here. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's harder to do it when you when you're in a, like in a multiplayer.
Well, you have to like
night.
we're trying to go
Yeah.
quickly and pay attention and all that does.
Oh, buddy. Oh, no, buddy. Oh, shit. No, please, 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 please. Okay. No.
I ran out of sand. It's all good.
I can go turn these off real quick.
I died.
That's okay. I did too.
I'm gonna go turn them
We
off.
can run back.
I'm gonna go turn them off.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Oh.
Okay, that first one is off. I'm gonna go turn the second one off. Give me just a second.
Oh, a little bit of a skip there. It's okay.
They're off.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's doing it for me again. Where I gotta.
No, of
close
course.
out.
I would absolutely never ignore anybody on purpose, except for like maybe Nikki and like maybe Horseman.
I have to.
It's
reset
back on
because
for me. Hold on.
I'm trapped in the thing again.
Okay, I'm gonna go unlock the door. And that way you don't even have to go back through and read your
I didn't really have a whole lot to begin with anyway. I think I had like that's out.
Oh, Alex and Ivory left. Did you get kicked?
No, I had to leave because.
Oh, you got stuck in the
my-
thing.
I got stuck in the loading screen again.
Yeah.
No.
No, no,
Rest
you
of
didn't.
them just reset all of them. And while you're doing that, can you go ahead and spin to let us know what this one's gonna be?
Yeah, I'm at the fog, so.
Okay, cool.
Spinning, spinning, spinning.
You're up.
No FP, no blue, no buffs beforehand.
Oh, okay. This one's rough for me, but I can do it.
Yeah.
No FP,
this
no
one's
blue,
gonna
no buffs. So
be-
this means no physic, no golden bow,
No magic.
No
Ashes
magic.
of war.
nope, no ashes of war, nothing that consumes blue.
Gotcha.
Even no summons either,
Yep, no summons, nothing that consumes blue.
and no buffs for that either.
Yeah.
So we just go in,
Just
guns
go in and
blazing.
just go.
It's blazing. I mean, you could technically use your bow, but like I would not recommend it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
mean, like you can still
wouldn't
use
do
R2s, you can still use heavy attacks, light attacks, jump attacks. Like you can use all of that, just nothing that consumes blue.
You can use guard counters.
Yep.
All of that.
Okay,
so.
cool. But yeah, just nothing that consumes.
Honestly, Artemis, I feel like I wouldn't be able to. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to maintain like a fake stream personality and stuff.
I love the white
Loading.
hair.
It's not sassy if it's deserved. The white hair, yeah, it's Christmassy, right?
Oh, nice! Look at us.
Yeah.
Trio. We all matching. Love it.
Okay,
We love to see
ready?
it. Okay, yeah. So
Yep.
no blue.
No blue, let's go.
Alright. This means it can't heal us.
No, you can't. We're gonna have to heal ourselves.
Well, that sucks. Grab my inventories.
Damn. Oh, fuck.
Slam. Also, I'm sorry if that's
Double
annoying. That's mostly for
Nice.
me.
What were you saying?
When I was like, because I say like spin, slam, like, so I know how to dodge.
That is 13
Boss is dead.
13.
My goodness.
So
All right.
many.
Next.
Demi-human chiefs
Over at the coastal.
in the coastal
Yeah.
cave.
Okay.
That is the next one. We can skip that and go directly to Knight's Cave in
Oh, let's do it.
Weeping if you want.
Let's do it.
But yeah, this will be the last boss of Limgrave. We're going down to Weeping now.
Wait, have we literally region locked Limgrave right now?
No, we've
Oh.
got a couple of bosses left in Limgrave, but they're like ridiculously hard.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
I was like, we're just not
No,
gonna.
that's fair. That's fair. I saw
you
Artemis.
gotta
I
be
saw.
kidding
That's
me.
amazing. Did you say that your fiance's family gave it to you?
BRB. So frustrating.
It is
shouldn't
frustrating.
do it again after the second time. This is the second time I've had to do it. It shouldn't do it again for at least a little bit, at least until the end of the challenge.
Okay.
So.
I'm gonna go buy the torch real quick
Fair.
because it is dark as hell in that place.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so dark. It's only
Seamless is
200
so
runes.
Yeah,
so, I
it's
mean,
not bad for
Kind
the
of anyone
torch.
can. Thanks for the
Yeah.
GG's, Moose.
I like the lantern better, but it's all.
Same. Lantern way better. You don't have to freaking wield a lantern.
Yeah, you can just put it on your hip.
You know what? Despite everything that we've been going through with having to reboot, dying at awful times, my OBS just crashed.
Oh wow.
So hold on, coming back.
While you were saying that, or
Yeah, while I was saying that, it literally just crashed as of
You're
right
like,
now.
everything's
still
been going
live.
so well. and then it
Everything's
crashed.
great. So for my entire PC just blew up.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
house is on
okay.
fire. My wife left me. But everything's going great.
Mike, Spotify's good. Okay. Okay, we're back. We're back, baby. And I didn't lose. I don't think I lose any time either.
Smithing stone. Good, I can level up my weapon now to level 2. Alright. I'm gonna go grab the Grace of the Cave.
Okay. From my laptop to my PC, I felt so relieved. Yay! I know, going from a laptop to a PC is a huge thing. I think we've all been there.
It's really funny that as I was saying, like, you know,
Everything's
both
going
things
really
we've been
well.
through, you know, but also I would say, like, we're also making really good time as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm about to go back to Ella to level up this sword one more time.
Okay.
What was the roll that you got, the spin for this boss?
I don't think I.
Yeah, I don't
spun it.
think they rolled
We
for this
just
one.
did. We haven't spun it yet because we just
Oh,
did
okay.
the no FP. We have 4
Yep.
left on our wheel.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Unfortunately.
refresh our wheel. That's fine.
Yeah.
Pinks, it still shows that you're here at Ella, and I can't rest, nor can I level up. or
I'm
talk
fast
to
traveling, so
anyone.
give me literally like a fraction of a second.
Oh, I think that's why. It's weird. Oh, yeah, he's
I have
like
to get-
not here. That's
Yeah,
funny.
I just fast traveled away, so there you go. I'm out, so you should be able to do your thing.
Okay. There we
Okay,
go.
I'm traveling
Like a
to Ella.
jet engine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I wish I could fast
Okay,
travel. IRL, I know, right?
Okay, it stopped where it usually does when I'm stuck, and I was like, oh please God, don't. And no, we're good. We're
Yeah, I know. And then
You're
it
good?
goes. It gives you that second where your heart kind of like sinks.
We're just like.
All right, go ahead and fast travel to the coastal cave.
I'm here.
That's where I just was, right?
Yep. Here you
Okay.
go.
Okay, I could have just stayed here then.
And we can go ahead and roll because we're gonna have enemies on us.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
Tiffy's out here streaking. Wee,
Streaking.
Someone call the cops.
Okay, spinning.
Spinning?
Streaking. Someone's got the weenie out.
Someone's out here streaking for 20 days.
Oh,
My
okay,
goodness.
this one says consumables only: arrows and bolts, health and mana.
Okay. Well, I got mana.
That's. Wait, mana counts as consumables?
I think that's what we
Yeah,
said.
isn't the FP?
I don't.
So,
think
I don't have any other consumables.
I don't have anything. Yeah, I don't have any consumables though.
So then, yeah, I would just do everything that consumes FP and stuff.
Okay, yeah, it
yeah,
consumes.
like that's. Yeah,
It does consume.
yeah, that's true. So that counts.
Consumable. Yeah.
Consumable.
Okay, cool. So I'll just leave this on then, and yeah,
Okay, let's go.
get started.
You got this.
So only magic and Ashes of Wars, no attacks with weapons.
Yeah.
Would I recommend this? It is challenging. Like, I would be lying to you if I said it wasn't challenging, because it is.
Oh god.
But it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful story. but it's hard. And like, you're going to have moments where you're not going to be able to do anything because you're exhausted because it's difficult. But as somebody who thought I would never be able to do it, and that like this is never the type of game for me, I did it. You know?
Yeah. Someone asked me the other day if I would recommend playing to someone who's never played a Souls game, and I said
This is where I would start in the genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it cautiously. I would say, can you try to make it for yourself? The answer to that is yes.
Lost deck.
Okay, good. I ran out of arrows.
Yeah,
Let's
so if
go,
we have to add
Dave.
any back, we can't add that one. All right. Let's see. All right. Next up we have is the Knight's Cap, and then the Death Ring. So, yeah.
Knight's Cabin Weeping.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the thing. Go back to the beginning.
Oh my god, yeah, it is.
Thanks for
very
the honest
dark
review. I'll try
without
to
you.
consider it more. I don't know if it's just me, but the fighting sounds. That one for some reason was very loud. I don't know why that particular fight was so loud.
They're screaming the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
can we level up? Does anyone have a level up?
Oh, I didn't even look, honestly. Let's see.
Oh, I'm here. I'm low.
Oh, I can.
I cannot.
I just need one more level, and then I can use Reduvia.
All right, cool. I just leveled up 2. All right, so we want to go to the Grace that's at Gill Lake South. That's the
Okay.
closest one.
Gill Lake South, right here. That's north. I need a Gill Lake South. Okay.
Okay, we're doing good with time. We've got an hour and 12 left.
Sweet, and we're already in the last third of our list,
Yeah,
so we're making great timing, I would say.
we may have to. We may be able to get some extra.
Mm.
We might. All right, you guys ready?
I should be loading in any second.
Sweet. So I'm going to take you on the safer route where we don't have to cross that bridge. I'm sure you know it, Pinks. Or actually, yeah. Okay. Just drop down here. Cut around.
What is this, Nightcap 2?
Uh-huh. Alright, so here we want to come down here.
You guys aren't riding horses.
I know, neither are you.
Right, and then head, and then into the Spirit Spring, and then facing the Spirit Spring southeast to land on this pillar. What? That has never happened to me before. That is so not true.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Oh
Did
no.
you not
That's not
technically hit the
possible.
ground before, like, did you not get stable ground before you went in the Spirit Spring? That had to have been it.
I did, and now I have a fucking rot. This is the only time I've died.
That's insane.
If you get that grace, I'll just hit the grace after I pick up my runes.
Hold
The one to
on,
the
this
left of
one.
it. Yeah. It just like straight up killed me.
That's crazy. I heard the "oh" as your character screamed.
Yeah,
So that's like a bug. Okay.
it's a pretty big bug too.
Where is this Grace? What did I screw up?
It should be the grace that is right here. You went the other way. You
Oh.
went left. Sorry, you went right instead of left. It's fine. I'll go try to get it. If it doesn't kill me this time.
I would just give that extra fraction of a second to make sure you touch the stable ground, which you did do.
I did.
You did, but
Yeah, it's there. I got it.
okay, that was on me. Sorry.
We're supposed
No,
to
you're
go down
good.
to
If
the
you guys
water?
can go ahead and do something there, I think there's a grace nearby.
Okay.
That would be nice, actually, to grab that grace. The one that's at the church, maybe.
Okay, I'll try.
And I'll go grab the grace that's next to the Knight's Cap, so you can just fast travel there.
This game is pretty, and that's why I'm saying, Artemis, like, if you can get over how difficult it is, which it is difficult, but, like, there's so many tools at your disposal to, like, get through it.
Yeah. You can literally always change your build. Like, the build
Oh, there's the
changing mechanics
Demi-Human
is, like, so
runes
nice.
right here, which has Maggie or whoever in it.
So, like, you can respec all of your stats. You can level up
I need
different
to
weapons.
get out of aggro
different
so I can
weapons.
teleport, please.
Try all sorts of different crafting components. Like, there's
There's
like a dozen different types of pots and arrows and bolts and stuff.
Got some
Okay,
more
so-
in Rampart,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
I'm here
I got that.
Okay, and then what is our challenge for this one?
Arch
Oh, we
yeah.
have to. Yeah, we have to spin.
Yeah, let's spin. And I'll make it 9. And you can spin twice. This will be the challenge for this one, and then the next one is the bird.
Okay. So first one is emote 3 times during boss fight.
Okay.
3 different emotes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So I'm gonna hold on to that just so that I can remember it, and then the next spin is going to be. Oh, maybe I shouldn't, because then it's a mix up because I just landed on it again.
Okay.
So hold on.
It's-
Let me
3 emotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
remove that,
emotes.
and then 3 emotes during the next fight, and then heavy load. Equip the heaviest items.
Okay.
For the bird, nice. Okay,
Okay.
so for the emotes, remember it has to be 3 different emotes, and we have to call it out when we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how? First of all, before we do anything, how do you emote?
Start, and then you're gonna go over to the left or to the right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To the
And
right,
then they're
of
right
the
there.
gestures. And you just click it and then press A, I think is it the
Mhm.
button?
Yeah. For me, yeah, it's A. Confirm. Okay.
All right. Ready?
All right, so let's go ahead. If you want to golden ballast real quick.
Oh yeah.
Nice. All right, let's go. Come here, Knight's Cab. Let's go. Let me get your horse.
I'm gonna start us off with say a simple hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. I'm gonna back up, and
I don't have
I
a health bar, and that's okay.
am going to wave. Nope, didn't get it off. Okay. Wave.
Nice.
Okay, my wave is done.
All right, your turn out.
Now let's go ahead and get the emote off.
Loading,
I also don't have a health bar, by the way. Does everyone
Yeah, I
else,
don't
though?
have a health bar. No. I don't.
Should we rest before we get too far?
I do have the bar, but
Well, we just won't get the runes. Okay, that's fine. Runes is fine. All right, I'm going to bow. Okay, bow done.
nice bow. I'm gonna make my bow happen. I bow to me.
Okay. All right, Alex, go ahead and see if you can get yours off.
Oh, I gotta kill
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on me. Hold on.
Okay. Put a wave at him.
Okay.
Oh,
Is that different than the last one you did?
Yeah, that was different. Yeah, I got
Okay.
off last time.
Okay.
Okay, and then my last one, I'll do. This way. I'm gonna do a jump for joy. I want to do it like right next to me. Come over here, sir.
I'm
I'll do it
here.
as he's coming back. He's coming back. Woo! Jump for joy. Let's go.
Nice.
Okay.
Right, that's my 3.
All right, hold on.
Fight.
I've got a point forwards. And done. Okay, Alex, it's you.
Let's go. Get him up. Yeah! Okay. I'm going to point forward. You. Oh, he missed me. Okay, that's my 3.
Okay.
all
Now
get
we can
three?
just fight.
No, I got 3. Yeah.
Let's go.
Pick the crap up.
Now, no mercy.
Okay. Maybe look.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got it right at the good
Yeah.
time. Okay, his health bar is actually going down to me. It's not to me.
Yeah, it's
It's
almost
just
dead.
not a big
It's like
one for me.
One hit.
There he
There
is.
he is,
Boss
you're
decked.
dead. Boss decked. Let's go.
What are we at? 15 now?
15.
15. Okay.
And then go ahead and rest. So we get our stuff back. And we've got
I love that the
heavy
merchant
load.
was watching us.
Heavy load. Okay.
Thanks for the
Hey, Doc.
GPs, Matt. Doc.
All right, heavy load. All right, so I'm just gonna put a bunch of equipment on, I guess.
Yeah, put on your heaviest stuff. Whatever you got that's heavy.
Oh.
Pretty heavy. Oh, that's actually heavier. Oh, that's heavier.
Just put a bunch of stuff in your pockets.
Oh, just put a bunch of stuff in my pockets?
Yeah, just
Okay.
like put a bunch of stuff in your equipment, and it'll weigh you down. Heavy. I was gonna say heavy you down, like an idiot. It's gonna heavy you down.
It's gonna heavy you down.
You will be quite heavy.
Put you in there.
We ready?
I'm ready.
Hold on, I'm still putting stuff in my pockets.
Heavy.
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 Heavy. Does anyone have anything holy?
I should, but I don't. I have fire instead.
Yeah, I don't have any holy.
Most of the holy, like, incants and stuff, you don't get those till way later.
Yeah, but I think
Like,
you can probably
Altus
get
Plateau.
like put like sacred on something. Like a
Oh,
Uchi.
yeah.
Wait, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can put. I don't. Oh, I didn't pick up the whetstone, so I can't put sacred on my Uchi. Sacred on my Uchi till I. What?
Huh?
What? Oh?
What?
Huh?
Okay, I'm just putting up. Oh, those are bolts. Okay, I don't have any bolts. I don't have any more arrows
Ooh,
or anything. I have my pockets are
pinks.
full.
Hmm.
I don't know how it would work, but what if you got, like, up on top of this ruin over here?
Oh, he's aggroed to
Oh,
you.
no, the bird's here. Oh, shit. Do you guys have health bar for the bird?
Yeah, I do.
I don't. I'm not there yet.
I know. Oh, the golem. The golem did it.
The golem.
The golem shot at us, and that aggroed everything. It looks like.
Okay, so
I'm here.
gonna-
I'm here.
I can take out the golem.
So you want me up on this ruins, maybe?
I was just saying it would be fun. It would be kind of funny because you get me sniped that way.
Oh. All right, are we getting this
But you
golem out of the
don't
way?
have to. I'm going to
Alright,
get the
I'm
golem
coming.
right now. He's like already injured and stuff, right? So it shouldn't be too bad.
Pink carrot. Oh, do it.
Okay. Oh shit! I do have a health bar for the death bird.
Yeah, we're coming to get this golem though, so he doesn't snipe us while we're fighting the bird.
I just got off the first way through.
Well, he's just a little big guy. It's fine.
That's just a big guy.
He's just a little big guy. All right. Verge time.
Bird. Bird time.
Verge time. Time for Verge.
Time for the bourgeoisie.
Did everyone
Most
get the sieve up there too while we're over here?
I did.
I did get the build.
All right, Verge.
If you want to
Oh,
open
they're
Alex.
so ugly. Yeah, they're so ugly looking.
Oh.
No, I did get the golden bow because I have too many things
That's
in my
okay.
pockets. I don't know if you guys got that.
This one might be rough. Heavy. I'm so heavy.
Oh no, the bats.
Thanks, Rain.
I think I just got a bleed on them.
I guess we got a crit, but it wasn't right.
Oh god, slow roll is like miserable.
We got this though. We're almost there.
Oh, get out of here,
We're
fat.
close. Everyone's got a health bar, right?
Yep.
Yeah, everybody.
There it is. There it is. This time, there we go.
Okay. Nice. Bat, this does not involve you, Bat. Bat!
Oh,
Oh my god, if this bat kills me, I'm gonna scream.
Do you need any healing, please?
No, I'm good, thank you. I was getting batted, so. So close, come on. Get decked! Alright, now take your shit off.
Yeah,
Whew.
for sure. Take that shit though.
Take that shit off!
I'm still spectating Jody, so.
Yeah, sorry, just a second.
That's okay, that's okay.
Okay, cool. That's done. Sacrificial axe. Next boss that we have is Scaly Misbegotten. That's gonna be a fun one.
Okay.
Did you get the Grace up there by the ruins? No. That's okay. We'll get it. No big deal. That's 16.
We have just crossed the hour. We have 1 hour left.
I died.
Okay. Make sure you add your flask if you can.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me.
I'm gonna go ahead and run ahead.
Just loading back in. I gotta take all my stuff off.
Hey Kai, how's it going?
Actually, I do want that though.
Went from 13 to 16. I was not paying attention. We are schmoovin'.
Yeah.
We're blazing. Hold on, I'm gonna go get my runes really quickly because I want to be able to.
Yes.
Level up. That's the point.
Go do that. I am gonna go ahead and unlock the Grace that's right in front of the
I'm
boss.
behind you.
Okay, cool. Pinks, if you could, go ahead and get that church up there so we can fast travel to it quicker.
Oh, yep.
While I get this.
Yep. Already going.
Sweet.
Okay, I got my runes. And then where are you guys going? You guys are okay. I'll just head back towards-
Thanks,
Yeah,
Gigi!
I'm heading to the... Enjoy your lunch. I'm gonna go ahead and head up to the boss, Grace, so that we can
I'm almost to this church.
fast travel to it.
Oh, my nose is itching so bad.
There it is.
Whoops,
Okay,
there it
so-
is. Alright, Church of the Pilgrimage active.
Sweet. So yeah, you just work to this tunnel, and we will be set.
Oh,
Just-
and then I'm gonna give myself an extra flask of golden seed.
Where are we
okay,
going?
sweet.
I'm
And
sorry,
go ahead
Kenny.
and spin
We're
the wheel
going
too. More in
Oh well,
tunnel.
we only have one left on the wheel, and that's no summons or sorry, summons can't die.
Summons
You have
can't
to summon
die.
at the
Okay,
beginning.
alright, so we'll do that one and then we'll
Okay.
refresh.
Okay.
I thought we had like 20 something on the wheel. I didn't know we only did.
I think we got to 18 because it was starting to get hard to come up with
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
And then
well,
we
I
said
mean,
we would just refresh if we got to 18.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I did have one that I thought of, but we forgot to add it, which was to make sound effects for every action that we do.
Oh, we can do that. Just
Um,
we'll just because two of them because we ended up doing switch range, but then we also did range / melee. So I think we like did the same one but worded it differently. So we can just
Yeah.
pretend that one of those is that one.
And another one is no one can talk to each other.
Oh, I've heard the
Um,
silence one. Yeah.
And then another one is call out the button presses that you're doing.
Oh, hold on.
jeez.
How do I refresh the thing? Oh no,
You just refresh the whole
okay.
browser and it should redo.
Oh, it did. It didn't do that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and I have it in my notebook anyway.
So it's use the summons and don't let them die.
Use the summons. Yeah.
That's gonna be the interesting part because I can't see your summons every time. So if
So I think we
can't
just have to
save
keep
them,
our
I don't
own
know.
summons alive.
Yeah.
Chioni, what summon do you have?
The wolves, which is gonna make this tough.
Okay.
Maybe I should change it to the jellyfish. Actually,
I have the
I'm gonna change it to
stray
the jellyfish
or
so
the
they don't
jelly.
I-
move.
Do we want to all do
also-
jellies?
Yeah, we can all do jellies because I've.
It should be whatever doesn't move much, which is the jellies and the noble sorcerer ashes. Those also don't move much either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll do noble sorcerer because for some reason I don't have jelly on this one. I don't know why.
that's the.
You may have
recommended.
been too far
You
away.
can just
to...
drop right here and just run.
Just be careful of these guys.
Oh, they shot me. It's okay. It barely tickled.
Just keep running.
You have school stuff. Good luck, Artemis. Yeah, definitely take care of your school stuff. Yeah, careful of him while I'm opening the door. Thank you. Alright, Scaly Miss Begotten. Alright, summon.
And summon.
Oh gosh, that's a lot of damage.
Boss
Yes.
decked all over.
Jeez, that was so easy. Erdtree Avatar now. So
Okay.
if you can go ahead and open your map and fast travel to Church of Pilgrimage. That'll be quicker.
Church of Pilgrimage, and that's what's up here. Yeah. Okay.
Seek fluid intake
That's it.
immediately.
We're sitting at 18, right? Or 17?
17.
That's 17 done.
Okay, 17. Okay, perfect. All right, and then I'm gonna spin when I load in. I'll spin for this one.
Thank you
So
for
we
the
still
hydrate.
have one left, or
Oh no, I had to add them on again.
okay.
So we're good. We're good. So that's just gonna we got a full stack again. What did we say? No, we had to remove something. It was consumables only, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had to remove that because that's
Yeah.
just.
We don't have anything left.
I don't have anything for that
Okay.
one.
All right, spinning. Spin, 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 spin. Melee only or ranged only.
Okay.
So if you're melee, you do.
So I'm
ranged.
switching to slicer.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been doing melee a lot, so I'm gonna switch to flame sling. Oh, look at the synergy of that.
Okay.
We're fighting a tree.
Oh, with flame sling, nice.
It is raining though, so I
Oh
am
wait,
gonna
I
do
don't
less
have
damage.
arrows for my.
Can you craft any, or do you need to go buy some from Kale?
Oh, I don't have. Yeah, I don't have item crafting.
You'll have to go
available.
buy some from Kale.
Okay, and he's at the church of
Ellie.
Valor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No
Ella.
seed.
I'm gonna go buy a bunch.
Let's see, what's the next one? Zamornite? I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the grace next to Zamornite while you're doing that.
Okay.
And then,
How
the
long's
next
not
one is
here?
random. Rest.
Oh wait, there he is.
Yeah, sometimes it
I just
just,
had to wait.
it acts up.
Yeah, it takes a second sometimes.
How many rooms do I have? I have a lot.
We're like only a few bosses away from fighting Margit. We're gonna fight Margit on this run,
Hell yeah, we are.
because we still have plenty of time.
When are
I
we?
think
When
we're
are we
actually
gonna
run
soldier?
out of our list. Soldier of Godric?
Yeah.
That we want that to be the last one,
Yeah. Okay.
just
Okay.
as a joke kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm
Okay.
back. I've got arrows.
Okay, cool. I am coming. I'll be there maybe a little bit after you guys.
I'm here. I'm just
So
crouched.
Pinks, just go ahead and yeah.
Oh, I got a sacred tear. Hell yeah. Am I okay to rest at a grace and add that?
Yeah,
Okay. I wasn't sure if anybody was doing anything.
you're good.
Sacred tear.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and run up to the boss. I'm not gonna fight it yet, but when I do, it's ranged for me, ranged for Alex, and,
And
melee,
melee for me.
weapons.
Yep.
Okay. So where are you? Are you
We're
guys-
going. We're at the Erd tree. Just find the big tree and head there.
Find the big tree.
Not the big gold one, the other big one. There's so
The
many
other
big
big-
trees in this place, not to be confused.
Is this
Okay,
way,
I'm actually-
Alex?
Is this
Yes, I
way? Is this way?
Is this way? Come,
Is
come
this
this
way?
way. Come
Is
this
this
way.
way? Okay, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just on the other side, so I see you guys. We can go ahead.
Okay.
Yep,
Let's head on.
we're good?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Hello, Mr. Tree.
This is gonna-
Hello, Mr. Tree.
Oh my god! Damn!
So he does not have his.
I don't have a big
health.
health bar either.
I got
Well, it looks like he's nearly dead.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What did you use that took so much damage?
Carry and slicer.
Yeah, he's almost dead.
Yeah, carry and slicer doesn't work.
The carry
That would be a boss
like
decked?
more than half his health.
I'm sorry?
That's a boss dead.
That would be a boss decked?
Oh my god.
That's
You
like
guys
a
fast
couple-
travel to the Fourth Church of America. It's all the way to the west side.
That would be a boss decked?
Uh-huh.
That's a drive-by. Like we just went.
That was wild.
Yo, carry and slicer puts
I
in work,
got
guys. I don't think you understand.
That
Go
was
ahead and spin
amazing.
that wheel.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'll take it load in. Get here. Spin, spin, spin. Hi, Dutson, how's it going? Welcome on in.
Welcome in.
Thanks for being here. Torrent only.
Okay.
We can't
see
because it's
Torrent
never
here?
gel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
So spin again. Oh hi. Yeah, so we're with Chioni and Pinks. We're doing our Deck the Souls boss. It landed on Torrent again. Get that here.
Hey!
Hey! Don't forget to do your
Hi.
flask from this if you have.
Oh yeah. Don't fucking do it. Don't.
It's Geralt of kind of. Hi, Astro.
Okay, this is. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna shuffle. If it lands on Torrent again, I'm gonna. it's fine.
Why don't if it lands on Torrent, why don't we just do one of the ones that Keone said, like
Okay.
the silence one or whatever?
Okay, no, it says no physic.
Okay.
It landed on.
No physics.
No physic. All right, let's go.
I gotta switch back to my. Bloodhounds.
Why am I just regularly running right now?
Bitch just wanted a little bit of exercise or something, you know?
I guess, yeah. Nice little moment to exercise. I'll grab the stone sword key here.
Yeah, because I didn't pick it up, remember?
Yeah. Okay, don't
Don't touch
press the
it.
button.
Yep, just stand on it. Don't touch it.
I got it. No physic.
No
physic.
physic.
Okay.
But I can do Golden Vow.
Yes, you can.
Woo!
Let's go.
And I can go back to range. Perfect. Who is this?
This is Zamor.
Oh, yeah. Schneezy.
Killed so many Zamors now. It's Night Rain.
Oh yeah. I want the game, but I'm not well enough Elden Ring, so I don't know if that's
Oh no, Night Rain will teach you Elden Ring.
oh yeah?
Like straight up, Night Rain taught me Elden Ring, even though
Yeah.
I had 1,200 hours in Elden Ring prior to playing Night Rain.
You kind of have to because it's so much faster paced than Elden. So,
Yeah.
like, you just,
Yeah, that's
you
the
have
thing.
to make decisions on the fly. You gotta learn to, yeah. You gotta learn quick.
Yeah. Because that's what Cal was saying was that you gotta, when Elden Ring is so fast, or Night Rain is so like fast paced, you can't sit around.
Hey, let's go!
Now, oh,
Running out of bosses.
I know.
trying to get the foot.
All right, our next one is the Miranda flower inside this cave here. So we're gonna have some fun with the little cave.
Okay.
And then after that, we have the Crucible Knight up on Storm Hill.
Okay.
So if you will,
We will
Follow me.
spin. Okay, I'm just loading in.
Yeah, the host has to load first before the other players load.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm going to really quickly.
Okay, I'm
skip
here.
the song. Skip the song.
I mean, I
where'd
guess
you
I could have
spin?
just ran to the grace.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, spin, spin, spin. No boss sounds again, so no
Okay.
more auto cues.
Okay.
I'll turn it off when we get there.
That's actually really interesting for this boss. Okay, so right here, we want to drop here.
Can I please get my horse? Thank you. I whistled like 3 times.
I'm gonna
for it.
stand. I'm gonna stand down here. Just be careful before you drop. Don't drop over there. Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Reflexes.
Great job.
Okay, and escape.
Okay.
All right. So in here, I recommend we just take a straight shot because it's a bit much if we
Okay.
don't.
Okay.
Okay. I forget the. It's dark
It's
at,
so
at
dark.
first, but then it brightens up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, once we get out
Okay.
here.
Here we go.
Okay. There's the bright.
Yeah, just try to run.
Oh, poison.
Yeah, just stay on land as much as possible when you can.
Along the edges is
Uh,
best.
yeah.
Oh god, I got
Oh,
grabbed.
I saw.
Fuck. That's okay. It's like no health,
Yeah, it
basically.
doesn't do much
Like,
damage.
we're like kind of over leveled for this area at this point because we did so well.
Yeah.
Prep.
Okay, and this
Okay,
one was
so-
what? What? I know we just said it.
No boss sounds.
no boss sounds, yes, that's
I
right.
No
gotta-
sound, so make sure
Uh,
you turn off your audio.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. My master. I just turned my master volume down.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you for that golden bow.
This one's gonna be hard because we're not gonna be able to hear the beams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for I have a
Oh.
ton of fire damage, so I'm good.
I'm down. My first boss death. No.
Nice. Oh wait, oh you died? Oh
Yeah,
no.
it's okay. I literally just got like super stuck in between like a bunch of the flowers.
Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh yeah, the beams. Oh shit, the beams.
Yeah, the beams are gonna be hard when you can't hear them.
Yeah.
It's dead.
dead.
Nice.
Boss stack.
That
That's
is
20.
20 bosses.
Oh my gosh.
You
and
You
we
guys are
still
gonna have. Don't forget, you're
a
gonna have to
few
rest
more.
though to res me back.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna return to the entrance.
Yeah, and then rest,
I'm gonna
please,
put my-
pretty please.
Yep.
Okay, next is
And then
Crucible. Oh jeez.
Crucible. So we're gonna fast travel to the Church of Ella.
Okay.
I'm just gonna rest real quick to get this reset.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I can turn my sounds back on.
Yep. Turn the sound back on.
Can you get up and then
I'd
rest
recommend-
again?
If you
I'm like
have a
stuck.
level.
Huh?
Okay. If you have a level, I would recommend leveling.
No, I'm not back.
Vigor.
I'm just watching you.
Okay, let me fast travel to Ella since it's not inside
Yeah.
of a cave. I don't know if that was like bugging it.
Oh, maybe.
I'm here. Like my
Yeah.
body is here. I can move.
Actually, the reason why I said Ella is because it's a skip that I know, but I don't know if I want to try to like teach you guys a skip right now. So let's just go to Stormhill Shack.
Sell your souls to be experts at Elden Ring? Yes. Correct.
Yes. I actually
Can you try another
my
grace?
friend, or sorry, my
yeah.
what I gotta do is just follow the experts.
All right, I'm gonna
That's all I
I'm gonna
do.
force quit my game. I'm not wasting time
Is it
anymore.
not working?
No,
Oh,
I'm
no.
just gonna
Okay.
I'm force quitting. I'm not gonna waste time anymore.
Okay. So yeah, so just come to Stormhill Shack when you get back.
It'll put me wherever you are. Remember?
Cool. Okay, yeah.
Is that where you're going to
Oh.
Stormhill Shack?
Mm-hmm. And we have another golden seed. Because Rodriguez moved.
Oh,
So that is
cool.
that's really nice. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I can't level up my flask with it, but I think you guys can probably.
You can't?
I can't because I went and grabbed an extra one in Liurnia.
Oh, so you're already one ahead of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have 7 flasks.
All right, I am back in the game. I am going to join
Where's the
right now.
seed?
It's inside the shack. Yep.
Okay.
This item here.
Hell yeah. So how
Okay.
many do I need? Does it say that I need like
You'll have if you don't have a dot, you'll probably need a second one.
Do you have 2 of them?
I have 1.
So you might need two.
I might need 2. Yeah, okay.
many
I
do you
need
need?
2.
Okay, I'm here. Get my seeb. Wait, I don't have a
gotta wait.
seeb.
Grab your sheep.
There's no seed.
No seeb for me.
No seed for you.
Boo, seamless. Boo, seamless.
It's okay. All right.
Buddhist man.
All right, go straight south from here. Until you cross the road, and then we're gonna stay along this way, which is going to this Evergel
Oh.
here.
Drive by.
Getting this seed though.
Oh, yeah, now I have 2 seats.
Oh, did you guys not grab that one?
I hadn't come over to
Right.
Stormhill, remember?
Oh, right.
And I must have missed it, but I don't know. Because I'm pretty
I
sure
didn't
had
need to come to
gotten it.
Stormhill. Okay, here.
And we gotta roll.
Yes. Okay. Alright, so let me pause. Bring this over. There you go. Get rid of that. Spin, spin, spin.
Spin, spin, spin.
Spin, spin, spin.
Time for spin, spin.
Emote 3 times again. We gotta do
Okay.
the 3 emotes again.
Amazing.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
freaking do it.
There we
You can
go.
golden bowers.
Mm-hmm.
Over here.
Yep.
Nice. All right.
Yay, let's go.
All right. I will start as soon as the starts. I'll start with an emote. As soon
Okay,
as you
so
spawn him
we'll
in.
go activate him.
Okay,
We'll
he's
go
here.
Pinks,
Here's
then
my
me,
bow.
then you, Alex.
Yep. So I'll keep him over here.
Your bow's off.
Bow's on. Yep.
Here's my bow.
Oh shit, he does a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does.
My bow is
Careful.
done.
All right,
Hey,
Alex,
Daddy.
back up
Hey,
and get your
Daddy.
bow.
I just realized my sound is still off. So
Oh,
just-
yeah.
Wave at him.
Okay, there's your wave. I heard it. All right.
That's good.
I'm going for wave.
Okay.
Wave done. Next.
Okay, I'll go for a wave.
Yeah, okay, and then Alex, get your second emote off.
The emote is gonna be bow. Got that bow.
Okay,
Yep.
Alex is done. All right, my next one. Oh, nope, I lied. I can't yet. Hold on.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's all good. All right, I am pointing,
Hi, I
and
almost
I am done.
Okay. Come over here, buddy. Wait for him. Here. Here.
Okay, and then my last one is a jump for joy. I'm so happy to be doing this with you guys.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, that one's you.
Okay, I'm going to rally and cry. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, let's kill him. Kick his ass.
His ass. Oh, fuck.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Over here, sir. Nope, not
Oh,
like that,
you.
though.
Where is he?
Oh, why me?
Oh, no, oh my god.
I do not like fighting him on this uneven elevation.
I know, I know.
No.
That's how he got me.
We
He
need to
just
get him
poked
back
down.
over here. Get him back over here.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
yeah. Alex, try to get over the center.
This way.
Yep. Okay. Come with me.
There we go. You guys can do it.
I'm out of healing, but that's okay.
I can heal us. Can you try to get your ash off?
Yeah, I was gonna say, try to get your Ash Award. Can't break it.
'Cause that's.
Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Well, then I have to stop. I have to die because at least 2 of us have to remain alive.
I don't think
Or
that's the
one
rule.
person-
Jen
one
said as
person
long
can
as we make an
clutch.
effort.
Yeah.
As long as everyone went into the fight and tried.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to try.
I believe in you.
These night rain skills to use. Nice. Got this. Nice.
Got
Nice.
I was stuck in animation. I couldn't roll for some reason. Even though I pressed the button. This heal is going to take me 5 centuries, and it's probably going to be the reason why I die.
Nice.
Ooh.
iframes on the heel.
Because they were crouching to heal.
Yeah, they missed.
That was clean.
I rolled. I'm gonna die here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll try again.
Okay. Are we re-spinning the wheel?
We
or
have
is
to
it the same time?
redo the same challenge.
Yeah, I think we decided as a team that it was per boss, not per attempt.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some do Stake America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it lets us all do that since we all died.
It
Mhm.
should.
20 bosses though. This is the hardest boss actually. This is harder than
Yeah.
Margaret in my opinion.
This is the hardest one
Um,
out of everything we fought so far for sure.
hmm
It's got
Yeah.
a
I
big
mean, we
health
have a
pool.
few more that we could do, but
I
you
think
know.
we can get it this try.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I only have
sure.
to fight 2.
Remember you can summon.
Yeah.
Summoning is allowed.
Oh
so
yeah.
I
oh,
did
if we
summon
all
right.
do our jellyfish and
Yeah,
you do
I
your
have
rot dog or whatever, that might be really helpful.
Okay.
Can I also? Can I summon more than one?
No.
No, just the jellyfish or the dogs.
Okay, I got the jellyfish.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
All right, same.
Yeah.
Yep, same
Let's
challenge.
summon first.
Yep.
And
I
then
did.
you. Oh, I see your rot dog.
Yay!
I don't.
His name is
I
Frank.
see your jelly.
Yay.
Okay, now you can.
only
Now Golden
see my
Bowis.
jelly.
Come over here and Golden Bowis.
Yeah.
And that will actually increase the damage that our rot dog and our
Yeah,
jellyfish
yeah,
do
yeah.
as well.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
We got
it.
this now.
Sweet. We'll do pinks,
Here.
me, and Alex.
Oh, he's over.
All right, first emote.
He's focused on me.
Where is he? Okay, bowing. And there's my bow.
Alright,
Um,
bow as
okay,
well.
I
Bow.
don't see the boss.
Oh, what the
Oh, really?
fuck?
I don't see him at all. Yeah.
Oh, my jellyfish is almost dead. And well, he can't hurt you either.
You're stuck. Wait, what happened?
I'm in the-
boss
okay.
just disappeared.
Yeah, the Everjail just refreshed.
The boss just disappeared.
Yeah.
We can't summon our summons anymore either.
Why?
That's okay. Is the boss
They
coming
can.
back?
He's here. Yeah, the boss
boss
is
is
here.
not here.
Ah, and I summoned.
Oh, there he is over there.
Yeah.
I can't summon though.
Why can't you
Yeah,
summon?
I can't either.
I can't. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, so I got my bow off, so...
All right, hold on. I'll get mine.
No, Pinks, you already did yours, so Alex, you
Oh,
do
wait, are we
yours.
still counting it even though we just reset the
Yes,
fight? Okay,
yes.
that's fine. Okay.
I'm waving at him.
Okay. Is that all 3? So it's my turn again?
Yep.
Okay, here's my wave. Done?
How's the dog doing? Okay,
It just died.
the dog was not able to proc the rod. I did proc the frost, let's go. I'll
Oh, yeah.
do a gesture now, I'll say hey. Hey!
Oh, there we go. Stagger.
Can
Okay.
kill it.
And then Alex, pull away and go do your emote.
Second emote is going to be a bow. There goes bows off.
Okay. He's on me, so I can't yet. Okay, he's off me. I am pointing forwards. And done. Okay, my 3 emotes are done.
Oh yeah.
Journey next.
Next. I'll point forwards too. There's a point. Hey, you.
Hey,
see
you, sir. Okay, Alex, pull away and get your last one off.
Yep. I'm jump for joy.
Let's go.
Okay.
Now we just have to kill him.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for it. I think the fortune could be high. Welcome on in. Oh shit. I'm currently getting wrecked. But we're doing real well. How are you doing? I know. Shit, he's coming.
Bro, let me just throw some rocks at you. Like, chill.
Buddy, come on, man. You broke.
It's too late on that.
He keeps flying every time I charge up one of these.
I know.
Yeah.
Really annoying me.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck. No, leave me alone.
I'm out of blue. I gotta just do sword now.
Over here, Pinks.
Thank you. Yo.
Get out of here. Miss. Oh.
Swing. Oh.
Oh,
That's a big swing.
that
was
Big
it.
swing. It's fine.
Yep, that's always a double roll. Okay, he's frosted.
Yep. I'll take more damage now if I can just get in there.
Oh, I died. Fuck. Sorry.
Okay, he's almost there.
You guys got this. You guys got this.
We got
Come on.
this.
I'm way over the sickness. Hell yeah. I'm actually just starting to get sick, and it's because of the winters. Because of the every year changing the seasons, I always get sick. So we're glad you're feeling better, Fortune Cookie. Popping in.
Oh, I stood up. Oh. Sorry, Keone.
He's almost
You
there.
got me in
Almost there.
that
You got me.
second my iframes expired.
He's got his stupid fucking shield in the way.
Ooh, don't get greedy. Don't get greedy.
Oh, he's got like one health.
Yeah,
bar?
don't get don't get greedy.
Why?
Boss decked.
There it is.
Let's
boss
go.
deck.
Why did my stamina bar have all the way across my screen now?
Because it's a co-op thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Let's
nice
go.
indeed.
Ooh, let's go, you guys. Oh,
And I
that
can
was.
revive at the Stake of America.
a
I don't know if
tough
that was a
one.
good idea.
Yeah, the stakes should be right here.
That's fine.
Yeah, the stakes right here.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Margit, if you can believe it.
Wow, finally.
Stormhill Shack.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Britt. Hi, bestie. Sorry, I was totally in the moment. Yes, we're doing so well. That was 21 bosses, and we have 25 minutes left.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Can
so
you
we
rest? Can you
do-
rest?
Oh shit! It doesn't. Okay.
Yeah. I'm still spectating you.
Yeah. I mean, I could have just ran up there to get the thing, but
Oh, I think it's doing the thing again.
because it would have been
Yeah.
a grace.
You're not back.
right,
All right,
for
hold
the-
on. Hold on.
We got a force quit.
Yep, force quit it.
He didn't drop many runes, anyways. It was like 5k.
Force quit. Okay, do this real quick. Oh.
Which is so upsetting. I feel like that boss should drop more than Margit does.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm stuck on a tree.
Okay, hold on.
Great.
Points aggressively. Yes.
All right. Loading. Continue. All right.
Oh my god. They all followed me in here. Okay, there we go.
All the jingle ladies? Hold on.
All right.
All the jingle ladies, all the jingle ladies, all the jingle ladies, all the jingle ladies. Is that what it is?
I'm assuming it just says it's a song that Keone's listening to. It just says all
Yeah, I'm
the
listening
jingle ladies.
to holiday lo-fi.
I'm here. I'm here.
Welcome in, Pinks.
Thanks.
Okay, yeah, Alex, whenever you can, just spin that wheel.
Yes. Let me do that now. Just spin, spin, spin. We're spinning.
I wish we had fancy spin, but you can't get that for a minute.
Yeah.
I know.
Heavy load. Equip the heaviest items.
No way. Oh my god.
If you gotta do a heavy load for Margit, oh lord.
Well, heavy load does not make you not do Ashes of War, so I would still recommend you using that
Yeah.
Ash of War on that beast of a weapon you got there,
Yeah.
because it's real good. And in fact, I could just do it too.
Yeah.
Gosh, not heavy yet.
I'm gonna
I haven't
swap.
even upgraded it yet.
Oh, I didn't get the strength this time because we realized I didn't need it. That's
Yeah.
funny. I wonder if I'll still have the stats by two-hand.
Alright, I'm
Will I
connecting.
have the stats by two-handing it?
22
No.
minutes. We got this. All right. So what's the plan? So let's think ahead. Plan is Margit, then
Okay.
who, then who? I bet you we can get 3. We can get at least 3 more in this.
Margit, Bell-bearing Hunter, Colosseum Invader, and Soldier of Godric. That's who we have left.
Okay. Bellbearing Hunter makes me nervous, but okay.
You guys ready?
Okay.
I am
Yeah,
ready.
I'm here at Castle Ward Tunnel, so yeah, I'm
Yep.
here.
Yep,
Yep.
come on.
Okay.
Are you heavy?
No, not yet. Hold on.
Get heavy
Let
real
me
quick.
just
Get heavy.
get heavy. Get heavy.
While you're doing that, I'm going to clean up this open area here. Because the boss does not trigger until you get further in.
Wait, oh, these quick items don't make them heavy, do they?
No, just your armor and weapons. That's
Yeah.
it.
So just put a couple weapons in your pockets,
Okay, gotcha.
like the
You good?
anchor and like
Yep.
We're
the
ready?
yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Do you want me to Golden Vow? Or just
Sure.
Yeah. Go for it. Quick, quick, quick.
Oh, fuck.
Ah.
Nope.
Okay, you didn't get off. That's fine.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Oh, what the hell? He has so much reach. I have never seen that in my life.
It's done. Locked. He's poisoned and he's rotted.
Trying to freeze him, but he won't let me. There.
Oh my god, I might be so screwed. I'm so slow.
Oh no! Oh yeah. Frost rock.
Frost. Swap back to this. I've only ever hit this market one time, and I did it.
Let's go.
with the-
Oh my god, I'm taking this crap off now. Sheesh. Boss decked!
Boss decked. Amazing. All right, we don't have much time.
Nope.
Look at level up if you can.
Yep, I am.
And I would recommend health because we're about to fight BBH.
Okay, level 36.
Bubba.
Bubba.
Level 38, I do believe. Yeah, because I just doubled up a bunch.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going back to Stormhill?
Alright, Bubba.
Stonehill Shack.
Bubba.
Oh, wait. Oh, you didn't
ahead.
get Warmaster Shack. That's fine. I'll
Who?
go grab it.
Who was supposed to do that? Was that me?
Oh, I know. I think
no,
that was
Alex.
me.
Oh,
That was
okay.
me. Shit. I'm sorry.
You're all right. I'm going to grab Warmaster Shack. If you guys want to go ahead and go to the invasion point at the Coliseum, we could do the invader real quick. And Roll up
And
the.
whereabouts is that?
It's over
Coliseum.
here. Hold on.
Yeah, 'cause I'm not familiar
What
with
number
this.
is that?
It's
4.
just north of the War Master Shack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Number 4.
Yep.
Alright,
I'll come up that way too.
alright, let's go.
Deuce, deuce.
So we're on 22, yeah?
Yep. Double
Yep, we're on
deuces.
22.
Deuce, deuce.
Okay, I am at Coliseum.
I don't see. Oh, there you are. Hello.
I just came from the other way. Yep.
Okay,
Okay, we
so
need our
let's
roll.
get-
We need our roll
I'm here. Yep.
before he spawns in.
Okay.
Oh,
Spinning.
here he is. Here he is. Quick.
Yep. We're
Right.
spinning.
And
We're
he's
spinning.
gonna walk over to us. So we have some time.
Swap weapons amongst ourselves.
We can't do another one
God.
quick.
Well,
Well, he's
each
here,
have
like, he's
different
here.
Weapons that the other person
Yeah.
has. We each have different weapons that the other person has. Listen. So I'll grab the Bloodhound's Fang in my pocket. and
Okay.
Use it.
I have an
Uh,
Uchi Katana. I'll use an Uchi Katana.
Use the Uchigatana, and then Alex, you should have some weapon in your pocket that we also have, like the Reduvia.
Yeah, I have.
maybe.
I have Reduvia.
have,
So
Got the golden halberd.
no,
yeah,
none
yeah,
of
yeah,
us have been
that
using
works.
that.
That works. We
Yeah,
have it. We
okay.
all have it.
That's
though.
fine. That's
Okay.
fine. Okay.
We'll count that as that.
That's fine. Just for this one here.
Okay, you rubbish. I'm just trying to find this.
And as a result, I did actually spin again for the because I thought we were doing spinning. So I do have another spin like that.
Okay. We'll just get that one ready for Baba.
Okay, I'm gonna die. That's funny.
All
There he
right, boss.
goes, boss
Freaking
stacked.
decked.
Let's go, and now we just head straight down this road to the shack, and we'll rest and get Bubba to come. How much more time do we have left on the timer?
16:57.
Amazing. And while we're doing that, can you spin the wheel?
Oh,
I
they did already.
did the next spin. Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
what
no
is it?
HUD.
No HUD. Okay.
No HUD. I feel like we didn't do no HUD. The
I
first
think we
time.
somehow managed to skip that one, but it's fine.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, no
oh,
HUD is a
HUD
bit
is off.
dangerous for Bubba Hut, but
Yeah.
But
it
here
is
we
what
go.
it is.
How do you do no HUD?
It's
So
in your
I-
settings,
So go to
and it's
your
like the
settings,
second tab over, or third tab over.
Uh,
Sorry.
third tab over, and then 3 down. It should say HUD on or
Okay.
auto. Turn it on off. Okay,
So
so
turn it to
the
night.
way this works, we have to change it to night.
My HUD is-
Sometimes like twice.
I think everyone has to be resting,
Okay. Okay.
because I think it's gonna.
Okay, it's good. Oh fuck! Why did
Brunel's
he
here.
appeared? He like wasn't there and then appeared. I can't see him,
I know.
so I,
I don't see
figured he's
him.
not there.
No, he's there. He's there. Yep.
He's the. Oh my god, he.
So make
isn't
it
there
morning and then
until
make it
I
night
stand
again.
up. Okay, there he is.
Yeah, he's there.
It's morning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it morning again, just pass a whole day.
Okay.
Okay, and then night.
Okay, so he's there.
If he's
so
still
now
there,
let's
then
rest.
we should just move to something
No,
else.
let's just rest. So get up,
Okay.
and then everyone rest,
And then everyone rest again.
Yeah.
Okay.
and give it a second.
He's not there.
He is not there.
Okay, go ahead
Yes,
and
he is
golden
there.
bow us.
What the
Oh my
fuck?
god.
Alright.
Okay, let's just
Moving on.
move on. Moving on. Another boss.
He's there for me. Well, there's a dude there.
Yeah, but that's not who
Soldier
we need.
of Godric. Well,
Okay.
actually, wait. We never talked to him. Maybe you're supposed to talk to him first.
To make him move.
Okay.
And then come back
We
over.
talked.
We talked. We.
All right,
we-
let's
we
just
had-
just for shits and giggles, let everyone make it night.
Okay.
When do we find out who wins overall? Probably in a week or two.
Yeah. Oh, I stood up. He's not there. Like
Yeah,
the
he
dude's
is.
not
He's there.
there.
All right,
Motherfucker.
moving on.
Can you
Moving
guys
on.
just stand still? Hold on,
Okay.
let me rest. No one else rests.
Okay. Yep, he's
He
still
just
there.
appeared. Hold
Yep.
on, let me fast travel. My load times are pretty quick with this.
Yeah. We did have to build new characters.
He's
We
not.
started
Oh
fresh.
my god.
Yes, we did. Yep, new characters and everything.
Can you guys also fast travel? But no,
Yep.
but don't rest.
Yeah,
Oh.
so all of this has been on a fresh profile. Yeah, this is
Yep.
this is might be a time sync though. We're at 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not moving.
Yeah.
Daytime, nighttime, stand up and rest, and then that'll be it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. One more time. Rest.
Spink's here?
I'm here. Yeah, he's
I
back.
don't
I see him.
see
Okay.
you.
Okay,
Alright,
let's go.
I just don't fucking stand it.
That's fine.
Stranded graveyard, back where we started.
Okay.
We're not gonna be able to finish with Godric. But that's fine.
With Soldier,
That's
you
okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Where are we going after this? Because this is only gonna take us a minute.
Yeah, I mean, there's places we could try. We could try for a Gil. I don't want to do that.
I don't
That's
think a Gale's a good call. I mean, we can
miserable.
run over to the demi-human ruins and get Maggie, maybe.
That's not a boss, though, unfortunately.
Doesn't she have a? She has a.
She does not have a boss health bar.
Oh, I thought she did. Okay.
We could do lake-facing cliffs and go down to the what's it called? The cave, the Sage's Cave, and fight the Valkyrie. The one that's the soldier from Millennia in the lore. I forget
Oh,
their
the
names.
Clean Route Knight.
Clean Rot Knight, that's it.
So we're still no
Yeah, we're
HUD,
just-
right?
Yeah,
'Cause we
still
didn't
not.
do. Okay.
Yes, still no HUD.
Yeah.
We're just running straight through.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to move it. I know what you mean, Husband. That's funny. I like to move it.
Let's go.
How are they not dead? I hit him. Do I? Oh, I don't have proficiency with this weapon.
Yeah, you still have Bloodhound Fang on.
Oh God.
Yeah, we don't need those
Okay.
anymore.
I hit him like 4 times. He wasn't dead, but then it was
Yeah.
like, no, that's why.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, no HUD.
No HUD, Soldier
Soldier of
of Godric.
Godric.
Hope we can win. Hope we can beat this guy.
I don't
He's
know,
pretty tough.
man. This one's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there it is. All right, meet me on the lake-facing cliffs.
Okay.
Actually, I did all that work to get those graces unlocked for different bosses. We could try to make other bosses happen, like a Knight's Cav or whatever.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
We have 10 minutes. I think we can get 2 more at least. We can at least
Liurnia
get 2
Highway
more.
North.
I bet.
Liurnia Highway North.
Okay.
It's on
Hold on.
the-
I'm still
on the
loading.
right
So give me a
side.
second. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still loading in.
Okay, cool. And when you do that, oh, yeah, make sure you turn your HUD back on.
I did already.
Yeah. Okay.
And
did
spin,
do that.
Alex, if you want to spin for our next one as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will do that once I load in. Spin, spin, spin.
Okay, so which one are we going?
We're doing the Knight's Cav.
Highway North,
Of,
you said?
yep.
Okay.
North of Highway North.
Okay.
Okay, it says Fashion Souls change armor before each encounter.
Okay.
Go ahead and change up the armor.
Okay, I am changed. All right, I'm going north.
Knight's Cav found me.
Okay, I'm
Just trying to be,
coming up on you.
trying to be quiet, but he found me.
Where are you? Oh yeah, you guys are up there. Luria, yeah, I had to try to fast travel to you guys because I went to the lake,
Alright, hold on. It's
the cliff. Grace.
here. Yep, just go through the little tunnel area. Yep. Alright, Chioni, I'm here. Okay,
Oh, no, the
balls.
troll.
And a bear,
bear.
and a bear.
Okay.
This is a very
focus the bear.
dangerous fight right now.
Focus the bear.
Yep, I am. Okay, bear's
Bear's
done.
done.
Okay.
Oh shit! I just got here, man. Relax.
Okay, horse.
Horse is done.
No! You fucking asshole! Sorry, I cuss.
It's okay.
How dare you cuss in my good Christian Minecraft server?
More specifically, I cuss when I rage. Wasting my time. That is one of the things, they call it Elden Ring, they should be calling it Stalden Ring oftentimes.
I know.
Yeah.
And the enemies aren't installed, they just run around you. It's like
Oh hell yeah.
a big staff.
That's a little bit of a backstab on top.
Pretty much it.
Let's go. Boss deck. Let's go. Let's go. One more. Come on. Come on.
go.
Come on. We have
Boss
6
deck.
minutes.
Well, let's go back to that cave then. So Liurnia Lakeshore is where we should go. It's gonna be the quickest
Near
way to
Lake
get there.
Shore.
Okay.
Okay, where's that? Lake Shore right there. Okay. Woo! Okay, boss deck.
Alright, we
Level up
can
your
do
health
this.
if you can.
That's
This is gonna be
24,
another
right?
one of those. Yes, this is gonna be another one of those poison caves. So
Okay.
gotta be careful.
Yep. I'm behind you.
Even though I was the one that got grabbed by the slime.
Yeah, it's okay.
Where'd you guys go? Where'd you guys
That was so funny. Like, didn't even look like it was near me, but somehow the hitbox just grabbed me.
go? Yeah.
They're gonna get
Oh, I
lobstered.
forgot about the lobster.
Yep. Okay, what's our
Oh, yeah,
challenge
I
for
see the
this
big
one?
Lobster. Oh, I got the spin still. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm spinning. Hopefully nothing touches my butt while I'm spinning. No crouching.
Okay. Easy.
Which
and
is
that's
also
the no
no
rolling and
or
no
dodging.
running.
The
Yep.
running attacks. Yeah.
Okay, I'm here. Oh shit.
All right, this one sucks. Do you remember the pathing for this?
No.
Okay. Don't even worry about them. Jump across. Come this way. Run around.
I fell down.
Oh fuck. We're fucked.
Am I?
Not really, but it's yeah. This way. Fantastic. You did it.
I did it. Oh my god.
You did it. Let's go.
Woo!
Hell yeah. All right, so here we're just gonna run and fall down this way. Run past all the enemies. Don't even worry about them. They're
Do not
weak.
look at me. You do not concern me. You
They're
peasants.
weak.
You peasants. Alright. Ah!
Oh shit.
Ah! I got smacked in the butt.
No, I got poisoned.
Okay, that's fine.
Got the thing.
Alright.
We got you. Cool.
No.
Get him. Bully him. Bully him into submission. Oh!
Oh no, we're gonna grab animation.
Yeah.
I never got it.
Go ahead and heal if you can. I'm gonna try to heal you as well. I don't have an ability to like undo your rod.
Let's go.
but-
Oh, boss is decked!
That's it.
No! Lost back. That's 25.
Alright, we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Do we even try?
We can. So go to Scenic Isle for me.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'm gonna make it night, and we're gonna try
Oh,
to
I
fight a death
died.
bird.
Shit, I died.
Or
Oh, you
Nari.
died from the poison? Okay. But
Yeah, I
that's
died
we're
from
not in a
poison.
boss,
I'm
so you
resting.
should just respawn.
Yeah. The last site of Grace visited, which was, I can't remember, but we're going to...
Doesn't matter because we're teleporting to
Scenic
Scenic
Yeah.
Isle.
All right, and then it's gonna be like over here.
Yep.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Who is this?
There's
Who
a
are we trying
rock.
for?
We're looking for a big rock. Oh no, it's not that one. It's this. It's literally the one right beside us.
Okay.
Don't even worry about that pin.
Okay.
What's the? Can you spin for that, Alex? Before we.
Yes. I will spin that
Who is
really
this?
quickly.
This is another bird.
It still shows that you're poisoned on my screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
does
weird.
that sometimes, yeah.
It's funny.
Is this another bird? Okay.
Apply a different status effect.
Okay.
That may not be possible because this bird does have resistances.
Okay,
So
just
spin one
again.
more, yeah.
Okay, I'll remove it and then we'll spin again.
This is it. This is the live run. This is the one.
It's the one. So we're on
R1 only,
26,
no
right?
Okay,
Jump.
R1 only. Let's go. Yep.
Okay, amazing. We can do that.
Okay. Come on, bird. Burge. Burge.
The bird shall appear.
Burge.
Here it is.
Burge.
Okay.
Oh, I don't see Burge.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
Wait, you can't see the bird?
I don't see Burge.
Oh, and you got the jelly, the squid.
Yeah,
Fuck. The squid can help us, but it's hard to do.
fuck.
And if you
Yeah.
can't see the bird, then that's kind of it. That's kind of
Yeah.
GG's, actually. Because we can't really do the competition, like, fairly, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, can I do anything?
God damn, squid.
I don't know what to do because we can't use the map. I mean, if you just keep fighting what it looks like I'm fighting, then maybe you'll hit the bird. Oh, okay, well, I'm dead. Can you see the bird now?
No.
I just don't know how the bugs work. So
All right, I'm just
could've.
okay. I died. I
Don't
I think
die.
if we're in an attempt at the end of the 3 hours, I think that people have
That
been
still counts.
finishing it.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Well, we're in an attempt, so let's let this continue to count. Hopefully it'll just reset and everyone can see the bird.
Yeah.
Amazing. So we'll get 27 bosses, hopefully.
If we get this, yeah. All right,
I gotta
I'm coming
rest
back.
to make it night.
27? Are we not at 25?
We're at 26
We're at
currently.
26.
Okay, I missed one, huh?
I gotta make it night.
Yep.
27 bosses, y'all.
Yeah, I have Burge. I see
That's
Burge.
insane. I really did not think we were even gonna get to 20. That's amazing. You got Burge?
I have Burge.
Cool, I got Burge too.
I'm still
Burge
logging
took
in.
a ton of health somehow. Look,
It'll correct
that's a
itself.
bug.
It'll correct itself. Yeah.
Come on, load in. Still loading. Oh no!
What?
I don't see the bird.
It's like
Oh no.
it's gonna be bugged either way. Can you?
Can I wonder if I could just like.
Oh, it grabbed me. Cool. Oh, I'm practically almost dead.
I wonder if I have to just like backpedal back and then see you.
That is so nasty design. I didn't even think about that. But after its grab attack, if it grabs you, it automatically has like 3 follow-up attacks that will hit you if you don't know the time.
Oh.
I see bird. I see bird.
That's so mean. You see bird? We
I
all
see bird.
Yep. I indeed see Verge.
Oh.
Bird's almost dead.
Let's go,
Let's
boss
go!
deck! 27 bosses!
Let's go.
Hell yes. GG's. you
GG's
guys. This was so fun.
27. Awesome job, guys. That was so good.
We gotta take a picture. We gotta take a picture.
We do.
Yeah,
Here,
so
let's do
Get
poses.
in your preferred armor.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm going to do a rallying cry.
I'm gonna do Miquela's ring.
Woo!
Yay, go team.
Let's go.
Nice. GG's.
Go team. That was so good. So
That
when
was
you
so
find out
fun.
who won, I first of all, I think tomorrow I think is technically the last day that people can do their runs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then Jen has to review everything, make sure no one
Yeah.
cheated and all that stuff.
Yeah. Which
Yay,
obviously
guys, I'm
no
so
one
proud
did
of
that.
us.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm very proud of us.
We did
Y'all
so
did a great
good.
job.
I'm so
did
proud of
amazing.
us. Yay!
The pathing was so clean.
It was so
We-
clean. The
we
prep,
put
we
so
put so
much
much
effort
practice
and
into
thought.
prep, which really paid
Yeah, we
off.
did.
Really paid off.
I think being
was
level 30
surprised to
before
see
we
how
even touched our first boss was a big advantage.
we really
Yeah.
steamrolled the whole
Mhm.
thing once we got to that.
Yeah.
The first 25-30 minutes, yeah,
Yeah.
that was all
It was
that.
totally worth. It was totally worth the investment of time for
Totally.
sure. Good job, guys. I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
proud of us. 27
go.
bosses decked in 3 hours. That's awesome.
Let's go.
We got
Alrighty.
26 and possibly 27 if she counts the bird. We were in the encounter at the end of the 3 hours, so I would assume
Yeah.
it counts. But if it doesn't count, I'm still feeling confident about 26. That's amazing.
26
great.
is still wonderful.
That's
yeah.
still amazing. That's literally still 25% of the entire game.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
It's because there's 205 bosses. or
207,
204.
yeah.
207. 207.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember the number. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's what is that?
So
12%.
it's literally no, that's 20%. Oh no, it is. It's 12. It's 12%. Yeah, because it's yeah. Oh, what's our team name?
Oh, we didn't come up with a team
Ooh.
name. What is our team name?
I mean, I think we're winners, baby.
Or what about ChioniLoux and Ivory?
Oh, that's good.
Nyx.
Yeah, like
Keanu
pinks.
Reeves.
Oh. What if? I like it. I like it. I just want to have your name in there more.
I don't know.
We have
I
to
mean,
decide it
I think
now?
we're team winners.
Team winners.
Team winners, yeah.
I think we're team winners.
We are team winners. I think so too. Team better than everybody else.
That would be crazy if we win though, because then she'd be like, and announcing the winning team.
Team winners.
Team winners.
It was
That's good.
foretold.
We did so good, guys. I'm so happy
That's so funny.
with our. Yeah.
This was so much fun. Thank you guys so much for doing this and
Yeah.
signing up for the event. Because if you didn't sign up for the event, we wouldn't have played together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your hard work and like all the planning. Keone, thank you for putting our route together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you guys, thank you also for being very patient with me and guiding me through the world of Elden Ring.
Yeah.
You did so well.
You did
Like,
really good,
literally-
Alex. You did really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
Everyone did so
really
great.
happy with what we've done.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you guys are amazing.
Awesome team.
you.
Even if we don't win, it was still a win in my book because I think we did
Absolutely.
really, really, really good.
Honest-
I think we did.
And
really
honestly, I would love to keep playing this with you guys sometime.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
This is really fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And we could even keep like a will spin challenge component to it if you wanted.
Ooh, that could be
So-
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be awesome. Yeah, we could do that.
All right. So who
I'm
is
so down for
currently
that.
on right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to raid.
All right.
All right.
So
Are we rating the same person?
I
the
think
Dark Souls 1 team has about an hour left of theirs behind us, and the Dark
Okay.
Souls 2
Okay.
team is about an hour in.
okay.
Okay.
Do you want to go to the 2 team?
So we can go to Dark Souls 2, which is Vitalino, Saint Sunflower, and Crunchy Puff, or we can go to Dark Souls 3, which is Sarah, Offbeat, and Hannah. I'd like to go to Sarah only because she was in my
Okay.
stream last night, so I would really like to raid
That's
into her.
understandable.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
understandable. I was gonna say if we did the Dark Souls 2, I could raid Crunch because he was in my team last year, but that's okay.
So do we
Well-
want to each raid one person in the team that's playing? Or do we want to raid
Yeah,
each?
yeah.
We
Oh,
wanna
it
do
looks like
Sarah
one of them
and-
isn't
Yeah.
streaming.
And then,
Oh, really?
One Offbeat Slaying isn't live, so Sarah or Hannah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do either one of them. That's
All right,
fine.
I will raid Sarah.
Okay. I'll raid Hannah.
Okay.
And I will raid who?
Either
I don't know.
it's Sarah Barra or Hannah. I just clicked out like a jerk. I'm so sorry. Hannah who?
I'm gonna go ahead and leave the collaboration on
Yes.
the Twitch part so that I can do the raid part.
Yeah, and I'm gonna dip out of the Discord so I can, or at least Stefan, so that I can say goodbye to my chat, and then we'll raid out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out of
yeah.
Discord too. So thank you so much for playing, guys. Thank you, thank you,
so
thank
much for
you.
playing.
Thank you.
Bye,
It was
bye,
wonderful.
everybody. It was so much fun.
It was so fun. I'm
Bye.
so proud of us. We did awesome.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. There was a lot, but I don't know if it's being separated by game. That is the only thing I don't know. Strong effort. I think we did really good. All right, guys. So it is a Firekeeper raid, so please copy and paste the Firekeeper raid message. Let's go raid Sarah, who is doing her challenge. She's playing Dark Souls 3. But yeah, go represent this community with all of the love and all of the support that you guys gave for us today. I will see you guys in 3 hours. Well, two and a half hours. I will see you guys at 7 p.m. Eastern for Baldur's Gate with Gigi. But thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for cheering us on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you in a few hours for some Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate. Thanks, guys. I'm so happy we did so good. Yay!